doing? Fragaboom, where are you?
Yeah, right now I'm chilling in the city. What I really like is some ass titty. Give me $1. Yeah, I'll give you 50. Now you gotta give me that ass titty.
Normally, I have a real negative view towards rap, but I feel like you've elevated the art form.
Ass titty.
Reminds me of a young Vanilla Ice.
He gave him the old razzle dazzle.
Next up, we have the unknown comic.
Hi, everyone. It's your boy Zach, and oh my gosh, you know how when you're a kid, you get the Spider-Man costume, but then it says Spider-Man right on the chest and has a picture of Spider-Man, and you look like an asshole. I don't know. Maybe you don't care, but this is really cool to me because in America, your social security number is based on the state and the year. So you might say, okay, sounds fine. Well, so my buddy here bought some plain Pringles, and I'm still freaking salty about it 2 days later.
This is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
You know,
The worst.
I just realized something.
I've ever seen in my life.
I just realized something because I just finished the stream with Doomsday Kingdom boys and started this one up. I don't know if notifications go out if you stream again. Do you know if
I think you get up to 3. So the third.
Okay, so we should, but yeah, we should be good because this is just the second.
Or do we have anybody watching?
I don't know. Maybe we should tweet this out.
No,
there's 5 people here.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
I in the chat.
I will tweet something.
This could have been a bad idea because I didn't want to I didn't want to have their show it becomes a Camel Moon show or the whatever. This is. Hi there in the chat. Is anyone there?
Hello in the chat. You guys
say hello. Are we talking into the ether? Otherwise, I'm just going to get a drink and just sit here and get drunk, and we're going to talk shit.
I'm fine with that too, but we need to hit 5,000 today. So.
Oh, okay. So we need to do some work.
Yeah, I'm pulling Ethan moves. We got to get our shit together. I need people to
Rick
come in
Saylor's
and do some
here.
work.
He says salad in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Gelt Walker. Hey, yes, salad boy. Yes, the notification for the stream went out. Fantastic. Okay, so people just don't like us. So that's what's going on. No, we got 9 people here. We'd like to get that up to 90 if possible. But who knows? It's Saturday morning. What do people do on Saturday morning?
They watch cartoons, right? They watch Hail Salad like we just did.
Are you doing your own stream? Is Blue's doing his own stream?
Tell him to stop doing that and get over here.
Brad.
What?
Brad's
Blue's
here.
doing his own stream?
I don't know.
That salty traitor.
He says, get a drunk and have a drink. Good idea.
Cheers, Brad.
I just got a new bottle. It's a Singleton, and it's a bit spicy.
Spicy.
But, we'll see how it goes.
Oh.
It's morning for you guys, so cop that. I'm usually drinking during the middle of the day when you guys are drinking. Well, I'm going to start drinking now. You don't have to join me, of course, but I'm going to do it.
I'm building a stupid thing here for us.
Gil says he's already backed the comic. We'll back it again.
Yeah, what do you? Yeah.
Salad Man knows this. Oh, we got a person come over from the last stream. That's DKFC Gaming. He's a big fan of James and Doomsday Kingdom that we were just talking about, which is a great looking zombie book.
Mm.
All right, let me share a screen that is relating to. Oh no, that was the screen. I was just in the wrong tab.
Wait, hold on once.
There we go.
I got to tweet this out. I'll be 1 second.
Yeah, you do that. I'm going to talk about this thing. Princess Pie is back too. Hello again. Princess Pie.
Great to see you.
So what are we looking at here? How long has this thing been going? It's it's like a day and a half.
Volume down. I had no idea what anybody's been saying.
Oh, I can hear an echo there. By the way, where's the wrench? I can't wrench you here. I don't have the YouTube channel open at the same time. I'm not that sophisticated. So I actually can't wrench anyone. I got to do that afterwards. And usually well, quite frankly, I just kind of move on with my life once the streams end, and I don't look back. But you're definitely worthy of a wrench. Gelth is the dude Bandito. I'm drawing. He ordered a head sketch.
Oh,
and I'm drawing him a drop bear.
nice.
This is like a custom piece.
How far
so
along are you?
Well, I haven't started it yet.
You
But,
are full of excuses this morning. Oh my goodness! I can't give out wrenches. I haven't started my head sketches. I mean,
Zevius, good morning.
good morning, Zevius.
The man with the voice. Excuses. Yes, I know.
It's okay.
Terrible.
There's like 4 people here.
We have 18 people here now.
Oh,
We've just
okay,
got to get another 60 more. We're all
60
good.
more.
So what's been going on, Dr. Mr. Moon? How many hours are we in now?
We succeeded. I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Successful funding.
What's
Have
that?
you defeated any evil that you know of?
How do you mean?
Whose campaign have you squashed into the dirt?
Oh, I saw that last night. They were talking about that on Ethan's channel. Smiller.
Ah,
Oh,
Did you see that?
an
that's
apt
the
evil.
Magnificent Seven.
You know what's really odd about that? His campaign or his premise is almost exactly the same. You know, he took a
As
bunch
yours?
Yeah, well, he took a bunch of internet personalities and then changed them into, cartoon characters. And then he made like a sort of a Justice League kind of comic out of it. And I think you could make the same argument for Hail Salad, right? I found a bunch of people that were on the internet and was like, well, make you cartoons. And then he actually launched his on July 4th, which is when I was supposed to try to launch mine. But he started a week earlier, and we blew past him in 2 days. So I think that's pretty good.
What the heck? I have not seen this campaign. This is my first time looking at it, and it's like he didn't just take personalities. He he ripped off. What is that? Ghost Rider?
Yes.
Well,
Is that
that he's been
Puma?
going-
He's got Ghost Rider.
Superman.
Is that Zorro? Superman, obviously. I knew about Superman because of the whole Dean Cain thing.
Yeah.
So we got Superman,
Yeah, sorry.
Zorro, Puma, Ghost Rider.
Superman,
Who's that? Is that Adam? Is that the Adam? in
Yeah,
the
I
front?
think so.
I don't know who this is over on the far left. Is that like Night Thrasher or something? Who's that supposed to be? I don't know.
there's
Like
Zorro.
It looks like Token Black Dude is what
There's
that looks like.
like Zorro. I think Rush Limbaugh is supposed to be Zorro.
Oh, that's Rush Limbaugh. Oh, so he's taking celebrity personalities.
Oh yeah,
and
they're all
matched them
they're all
up with-
sort of
Oh my
conservative sphere.
goodness!
Yeah.
And
It's a little
that's
cringy.
Dean Cain, isn't it? I mean that's Dean Cain.
Superman
right
is
there.
Dean Cain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's sort of
Oh.
endorsed. But
So that
I
doesn't-
don't think he has the.
So this is supposed to be like what's the word? Like a parody kind of thing, where he's like, because Marvel
it's
did
supposed
that.
to be, but I'm not sure that this is parody.
Well, Marvel
like-
did that once when they took all the Justice, or was it the other way around? DC took all of the Avengers and no, it was DC. Marvel took all of the Justice League and turned them into like a super villain team. So
I
it's
don't know.
almost yeah. I don't know.
Hey! Full disclosure. I actually just read Lone Star, the second one, just yesterday,
Mhm.
and I maintain I like it. I like it, and I like the art. But this, I'm not really down with this.
I wonder if he'll get a cease and desist from Warner Brothers
Yeah.
like I did.
Ooh.
I mean, that Superman is just about as different as the Space. My Space Ghost literally looked different,
yeah.
more different than that Superman did. So,
Well, and that's the thing is that Dean Cain is Superman, and
yeah, there's a
they
lot
have him
going on
looking
there. That's a
exactly
little-
like Superman.
It's a little on the nose. I mean, that's
Well,
clearly Ghost Rider. That's clearly Zorro.
I
think-
genuinely hope he doesn't get a
On
cease
the
and
nose, it
desist.
is the
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
But he's on 20,548. I mean,
Where are we now?
I wouldn't
I
say
didn't-
you kind of you have technically defeated the evil, but you really need to
Destroy.
Yeah, like really
Past.
put the feet down. You know what you could be saying is that if these guys, maybe if Ethan ran for president and this was his, his people, maybe they would be more popular. I don't know.
His cabinet.
Yeah. I didn't know if they were called cabinet.
I think we definitely need
in the
Wenger
States.
and Dan Frega in Parliament. I think that would change the dynamic of the entire U.S.
At least Comicsgate.
Yeah.
And then Comicsgate would lose some of our big voices, and we can't have that.
It makes
Doing
room
just
for new
pointless
voices.
things like politics. I mean, what has that ever done for anybody? But man, like I said, how many hours is this Camel Moon?
How many hours? We
Yeah.
hit 20,000 at exactly 36 hours. It was 12 o'clock on the dot.
Nice.
And then, once the perk went up, the interest, not the interest, but, I think people needed to get their perks in immediately, for that class, that's the top tier one. What do we call it? The Caesar salad. But now, if you scroll down, you will see we have the garden salad.
Yeah.
What's
And
the garden salad?
This is a perfect complement to the Caesar salad because it comes with all the other stuff. And it comes with Malin and Cecil as the standees. So you can have at least all three of them if you don't want to go in and get all of all of them. You can at least get the main three guys and all of the books.
Consummate marketeer you are, sir.
You are an evil genius.
Because you know what
are the evil that needs to be defeated.
I didn't know what I was going to do because full disclosure, the thing that I got with the sitting Ethan,
yeah,
it's as good as that cover is, and it is really good. It's not my favorite. So my favorite is this one. I love this one.
And that's the holofoil one. So now with the $100 perk, you can get that, and you'll even get the newsstand, which is actually my personal favorite. And you'll get the sticker book,
and I'll get. It looks like I get Cecil and John Standees. Yeah, okay. All right,
so
I'm getting that.
All three of them, and they'll be right next to each other.
I'm getting that. That's done. Done deal.
Yeah, but 2 weeks
maybe
from
not
now,
today, but eventually I'm getting that. That's fantastic.
I think it's good because I think there's a lot of people who want the standees, but they genuinely just don't have space or a need for all 7 of them. So now you'll, again, if you had the Caesar salad pack, now you can get just the extra 2 guys.
But this is 2 weeks from now, he's going to be coming out with the chef salad.
This is actually the first time that I've seen.
Shut your hole. So there will be an egg salad perk, and that's going to have Frega in it.
Egg salad perk.
That's going to have who?
Frega.
Oh, yeah.
What's a really disgusting salad? What's a really gross salad that everyone hates?
Tuna.
I don't know if there's fruit salad.
No, I love fruit salad. Come off it. Like a kale salad.
A what?
There you go.
Kale salad.
Oh, kale. That would be hilarious.
And
then maybe
villains.
Donnie Cates will be the kale salad.
Exactly. Yeah. But this is actually the first time that someone's done a bit of a quirky name in their tier, and I've actually thought, okay, that's better than just
Yeah.
We can make the pester, the fly, the fruit salad.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
And
Xevious is laughing at thinking about Wenger doing press briefings. that would be like a political move. The journalists would be waiting around for Wenger to finish his point.
6-hour press briefing.
Was Frege back at number 1?
He was number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Which he's still appreciated because he's got an infinity sign tattoo.
Ooh.
Oh yes, I remember. Yes,
right.
Eights are big for him.
God, I was so wrecked after that stream. I stumbled into the house because I didn't finish off the whole bottles, but I did finish 2 bottles of whiskey. And I stumbled into the house. I just did that, face plant into the bed, and I don't remember much anything else.
If it makes
Gelth was back at number 6.
If it makes you feel worse, Mike, you guys went for so long, I haven't had time to finish the stream.
Yeah.
Well, you watch it on double speed, obviously.
Yeah, and I still haven't had time to finish the stream.
Gelt says I only
I
eat
got caught in
fruit
that
salad while
trap.
wearing bright blue wiggle scary.
I got caught in the same trap there, Camel, as I can't look at your name because then I always forget what to call you. But
well, he's Mr. Moon to you, Blue
versus
Samurai.
I don't have shelf space for the standees, even though I want them. Color forms would serve me very well, things like that.
Yeah, I'm looking into that. Color forms is weird because like they've gone like pretty much completely digital now, which makes sense, right? I mean, so I'm
What's
like
a color form? What are you talking about?
So a color
It's
form
a
was like
piece
an
of-
80s. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a toy, but it's like
it's a sheet of vinyl cut out characters, and then a plastic coated background on which to place them.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's just like a bunch of like reusable stickers, and then there's like I don't know, 11 by 17. That'd be pretty big actually. Maybe like a 6 by 11 size cardboard with a background, and then you could move the stickers wherever you want over and over and make little scenes.
Because you're sticking vinyl to a plastic coating or vinyl to vinyl. You could just,
You've never seen
2D12
that,
stuff.
Michael? That's crazy.
I probably have. I just didn't know the name of it.
How many drinks have you had?
I haven't started yet, but it's past
Okay,
my
so
bedtime,
you're at
so
three?
I'm
Okay,
feeling
take
a
3
little. I'm
sips
feeling
and
like a
then-
naughty boy who's staying up after his bedtime. Let's look here on my shelf. I got plenty of room. I could get rid of the ball cube. We'll just move it. I'll not get rid of it. I've got a Berlin Bear here. I've got a German Stein. I've got Chewy. There's plenty of room for some Camel Moon hail salad standees over there.
Well, and look at I could do like the entire scene. I could build
Yeah, I know.
a
You could-
studio.
You could
Oh,
do it. You could do a little
Sure.
cartoon of your own.
That's exactly that. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to take over the
That
Camel
cat
Moon.
will come in
Yeah,
and
Stop motion animate
knock them
that
all
stuff.
over.
that's right.
So, what's it been like, man? During your first day and a half of
Well, I'll say this: if you ever want, I mean, look, I don't know, but I imagine it's a lot like having a newborn because I've slept about 5 hours in the last 3 days.
Yeah,
And
Doing good.
every time that I have a little bit of downtime, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to answer this email. I got to, make sure I'm watching this stream. They're talking about me over in that stream. So I got 2 chats open. I mean, it never ends. But it's good, and I've
it's a
tried
good problem to have.
Yeah, maintain a presence on Twitter a lot. I found that, every couple hours, if I say, let's try to meet a goal, usually it happens. So I think that to any dude starting out, if that, don't rely on other people. Like, look, Ethan mentioned us once for about 3 minutes, and we had already hit 10,000 before that. So don't rely on these guys. You got to rely on yourself, and you got to rely on going on streams. It doesn't matter if it's the biggest stream in the world, So just make sure that you get yourself out there and just do it over and over and over. And over.
Isn't it funny, Bandito and Blue, that everyone comes to the same conclusion? Everyone successful comes to the same conclusion. It really just getting yourself out there, getting onto
grab
all of
your
these
oars.
streams.
Get all the oars you need.
Well, and I mean, that speech is a part of our mental furniture, grab an oar. But I mean, the reality is you all have to have your own boat, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the reason you want your own boat is because you want to take advantage when the high tide comes in. And sometimes that's going to be Ethan. Sometimes that's going to be Michael's show. Sometimes that's going to be yourself. Sometimes you have to be the high tide. But have your own boat that is capable and ready to take advantage of it. And you know what? I personally think the oars belong to the fans. They're the ones that make it so that your boat goes somewhere. You want to point it in a direction. You're the captain of the ship, but I mean, it's the fans that put the power into your into the direction that you're going. They're the ones that put the shoulder to the oar. So
The fans are the outboard motor.
There you go. Right.
How many different puns for the fans?
How
did
many
you come
ways
up
can we
with?
rework this in order to? Yeah.
But I think Michael, you posted something last night at like 3 a.m. that was kind of hilarious. It was from
Did
some
I?
dude It was on Twitter, and you were responding to him, and about how he thought Comicsgate was a joke.
Oh yeah. Let's pull that up.
And you're like, it is.
There was nothing more perfect at the perfect time to counter that.
I actually had written a whole bunch more. You know, sometimes you do that.
And then you're like, yeah, delete.
I was like, no, I don't need to get clever with this. I mean, just short, pithy, to the point.
Because you know what?
Where is it? Here it is.
They do all your work for you.
Absolutely.
Here it is here. All right, I'm going to put this into the thing. Hang on. No, can't do that. Stop sharing that and start sharing this. Yeah, so this guy is responding.
Oh, really?
To an Adam Friended thing about what's happening in the industry. And someone just mentions Comicsgate, and this guy says Comicsgate is a complete shit show itself. Very little to do with merit and more about who you know. It also has a harassment squad that lies and smears those they have a problem with. Same behavior as SJW. They fight, just a different team, plagued by poor quality late books. And then I just said, oh, really? And link to this wonderful campaign. Hello.
Perfect response.
Did you guys see I got 520 backers?
Holy moly.
I was waiting to get 519 so that I could do that tweet, you know, just one more backer, because it's so much easier if you say just one more backer and I'll get to 520. And it jumped up by 2, so I didn't have to do that. So thank you to whoever backed that. That's amazing.
520 backers.
You know, I'm not in any. Well, actually, I lie because.
Oh, and then I commented down here too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was like.
Oh yes, you did. I liked it.
Yeah.
He says, I knew nobody and made 20K in 2 days. Must be because my art stinks. And Richard Embry says, Comicsgate is about merit, being friendly to potential customers. If someone from CG is being a dick to someone, it's probably in response to someone else being a dick. And then there's these guys here. They're funding experts. They're going to help us succeed.
Who are they
you know,
being
people talk
to. Is that like they're randomly finding people on the internet and tearing down their art? I've never heard or seen that ever.
People talk about, you know, the kind of private chat groups for all the different shows and stuff. I think I was in one for the entire stretch of my campaign, and it's not like a promotional show at all. It's the Red Valkyrie Writers Show, and that was it. You know, I'm not in any of these groups. I don't really know any of these big names or anything, other than just, you know, send them super chats and occasionally, you know, DM sometimes, but not even, you know, sometimes it was just for like checking up on, you know, where books are or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you and I, we're living examples of it isn't actually who you know. It's about knowing what people might want to buy.
Yeah, I think too. I mean, look, saying it's who you know is the stupidest, oldest non-argument in the world. Of course, a little bit has to be who you know. You're not going to get anything anywhere in life if you don't know somebody, or at least try to get to know them. You know, I mean, like, you can't just. There's not a job in the world unless you're working at fucking McDonald's. But like, yeah, get into the industry, get in somewhere, and try to know people. There's like. They're not exactly taking applications at DC Comics, okay? You need to know somebody, or you need to at least like get within the view sight of somebody who can see your work. But other than that, it's like, yeah, well, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't try to put yourself out there. I mean, it's just such a stupid, like, self-serving statement. It's just like, well, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
And that's the point, is that you can, it's like Rey as a character. She has no substance, and she doesn't have any real distinguishing features in her clothing. Her costume's the same every single time, so that you can infer what the character means, so that you can infer what you think she represents. And that's why they put out these statements like, well, this is what it actually is. And it's like, you didn't say anything in that. Yes,
You know,
I know.
I have a perfect fix for the entire new trilogy, and it almost would fix the entire thing. If at the end of Last Jedi, if Rey turned to the dark side, it totally would have actually subverted expectations.
Yeah.
And it would have, you could have ended on that cliffhanger, and it would have been like, holy shit, she actually did it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then
you
it
would have
actually
known
legitimizes that the
then
dark
she's
side
not a
won.
Mary Sue, right?
Yeah, and the dark side won.
Yeah, and then after the first 45 minutes or an hour of the last movie, we assume that she's been with Kylo for like 3 or 4 years or whatever it's been, and she's realized what a fucking scumbag he is and tries to pull herself out. And that would have been the redemption arc that we would have, everybody could have gotten along with that, you know? Instead, she's just like, I'm in the woods. I'm playing Jedi now. You know, it's like, this is retarded.
Yeah.
No, you know what would have saved that? They just scrap the whole thing and just start again.
Well,
actors and like paste Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher's face onto them like they can now with deep fakes, and just redo the whole thing again with people who actually care about Star Wars and want to actually finish the Skywalker saga.
Well, they're talking, but they said recently that they're going to scrap the whole new trilogy, or they're going to pull a Star Trek where they're like, it happens kind of, but it doesn't matter because we're going to redo it, reboot it.
Yeah, I was reading that through the Veil of the Force, where all universes and times meet simultaneously, they're going to assassinate Palpatine so that the whole later trilogy never happens.
Yeah, I heard something like that too.
I don't
I'm
care.
not even a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I don't care either anymore.
Those guys can suck my dick. They just.
I mean, it is amazing how little I genuinely care, considering the how much of my life it kind of consumed leading up to this point, and it's just all gone.
You know what the worst part is that my oldest kiddo, she watched she went and saw it. I never saw what's it called, the Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
She went and saw that, and because she hated it so much, she wanted to watch the originals. So now that she's watching the originals, she's starting to get into it. So now at the time when my oldest is really starting to get into Star Wars, I am the least invested in it.
Well, there's still plenty of stuff that you can get involved in. All the books and a lot of the comics and the games.
I'm just saying, I feel like Anakin Skywalker, where I have gone to the dark side, and it is now upon my next of kin to pull me back, like Vader.
I'm actually going onto a Fandom Menaces guy's channel tomorrow. He's going to do like a half-hour show or something with me. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if we can talk Star Wars. He's called let me check out my messages. He's called
Jeremy.
Biblical Comics.
Okay.
He introduced himself as he's got a Fandom Menace channel.
Right.
What are you up to, Planet Tobal? Do you want to come hang out with us? I know it's early morning. You might just be waking up and drinking your coffee. But if you want to, I can send you the link. Let me know.
I ran out of coffee, so I had to go to whiskey.
He says he's such a big Star Wars nerd growing up, like so many of us all were. Now it's about as appealing as a dirty typo left on the sidewalk. So this is why I want you to come on, Matt. You have such a way with words. God, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I actually enjoyed Rise of Skywalker. Is that what it is? Because I was so dead to it. I didn't care at all. I just I didn't even care if it was a good movie. I was just in there I just had my popcorn and my drink, and I'm just sitting there going, things are exploding, and there's lightsabers. It didn't have to make any sense. And then afterwards, people like, hang on, and there's going to be spoilers here, but I don't care. Hang on. He just said that if you kill her or something like that, if you kill me, then all the Sith are going to go into you. But then she just kills him anyway, and that doesn't matter.
I'm convinced they didn't have a whole lot of drafts. You know, they're just like, that's good. Let's.
No, it sounds like they had tons of drafts, and that it was rewritten like 1,000 times.
Everything about it is
And there's a JJ cut.
1 minute to the next.
Oh, sorry, Blue. I talked right over it.
Oh,
Your mic,
no.
your microphone
We can't
is
hear
super
you,
low.
Blue. You're really
Yeah.
low.
Oh, everything I've heard about Rise of the Skywalker was the plotting was inconsistent from one moment to the next.
Sounds right.
Maybe I remember. All I remember was there were
Maybe.
explosions and force and
It's a
yeah.
fan film. It's
There was
It's literally
there was a Jedi ghost at some point, I think.
Not this fan.
Well, okay, it's made by like in the I would say mid 2000s. There was a ton of Star Wars fan movies that were coming out. It was just like one after another.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
actually ended
Oh,
up
you mean
having
like fan fiction? A
well,
fan fiction
no,
movie.
they were made by fans. They were movies. They had George Lucas had a contest every year. And they
Yeah,
give
yeah.
out like
The fan fiction
that's what it felt
movies.
like. Yeah, it felt like we got all our friends together and had a massive budget. And wouldn't it be cool if this and that and the other? And it's
Yeah,
like,
have you
there's not really
seen
a story here?
Have you seen the video where they go into the Lucas whatever, and it's all the people who are talking about the future of Star Wars, you know, the directions they're going to be taking and all that stuff, and they've got the whiteboard and they're writing all the lists on it, and it's all just the really super diverse
Dinosaurs.
team sitting around.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I just thought, what's that movie where Alec Baldwin comes in and he just storms into the office and he's like, "Get the fuck out!"
Oh,
and he's
it's
like,
The Departed.
yeah, and he's just like, you know, you don't know. And he's yelling at everyone. I just kind of wanted to do that, and that's it. Like, you're a fucking what is this? You know, just like yelling at them and
he
just getting rid of
takes
all.
the guy who's supposed to set the cameras up and starts beating the shit out of him. Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Matt says
Hold
it
on,
was
I got something
cinematic
for you.
chaos. Just yeah, absolutely.
Let's see here. So that meeting, this was my interpretation of that meeting. So this was everybody that was in it. This is of
Morgan
course your
Freeman?
staff.
Is this a meme you made?
Yeah, this is the meme that I made.
Oh, you made. Oh, okay. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think these people were there. But
Yeah, well, this was Ethan's friend that he no longer is friends with, and he's super small. This is his wife, and he's like only this tall. I should get the original out. That's the problem here. Hold on a second.
Pablo Hidalgo? Is that
Yes, Pablo Hidalgo.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And what do I have to have?
Oh,
the
they've
original?
got a little Cecil thing on there.
Yeah, because they're fans, right? they're fans, and so
And there's the mouse at the back.
yeah, and there's
You're
you
quite
know,
the little meme maker, aren't you?
Kylo Ren. He's checking things out in the
And
background.
Mark Hamill looks so happy.
Yeah, Mark Hamill, of course.
If you're Mark Hamill, and you've had this character, one of the most beloved heroes in all of movie history, imagine what they did to that character and what they made you do.
Oh, I can't imagine being on set and having to toss that lightsaber over your shoulder after you have done everything you can to show how revered this weapon is.
That's something I don't understand. Is they showed him before the viewing and then again after the viewing, where he went in happy and kind of came out in a state of shock, and they're interviewing, Roundhead Johnson next to him. And I'm going, you were there for the filming. How could you be so shocked? But that,
Yeah, how it turned out.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I don't know. I
guess there's
You-
something
you-
in
you-
editing he didn't catch.
well, and you kind of hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he remembers filming the original trilogy and how much of a shit show that was.
There you go.
Because we've all caught that how Star Wars was saved in the edit.
Yeah.
And he just thought, oh, they'll fix it up. But no,
Okay.
didn't happen.
Did not happen. Not this time.
I'm throwing
Yeah.
the lightsaber over my shoulder, but that's okay. They'll edit that out this time.
This I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the entire meeting, there was only one black guy that they put in the middle.
Jeremy?
Yeah, and so I put a dialogue of Morgan Freeman. Now, it doesn't seem like Timmy the intern should have been there, and he would be the first to agree with you. He didn't know the plans that were already being made for him, for his best interest, of course, which is what you do for every minority that you invite into your project.
Well, hang on, Chewie's there. He's a minority.
There. Yeah, you got Chewie there. You got Kathleen. You got Kathleen Kennedy in the background. Cheech and Chong.
Is she fired?
Yeah.
Was she fired? Is that official now?
I didn't watch.
I mean, she was probably given some golden parachute, right?
I didn't watch the. I didn't watch the stream.
They didn't have a cleaner desk or anything.
And then I have Bill Iger or Bob Iger in the background here, dressed up as our favorite Nazi icon.
Wait a minute. The guy, the guy in the Jeremy shirt. He's not the only black person there.
You looking here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess she was there too. But they seem like they put him in the middle just because of how it was like he's right in the middle, and it just seemed like a weird placement. Yeah.
I'll be clip.
Oh, love pigeon.
Hail and welcome. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm just trying to get a clip for Camel since we're here.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, when this whole thing came out, I was just like, I'm pretty sure extra people were there. So you got to meme it up. And they wanted dinosaurs. And so I got, this is a dinosaur, a T-Rex.
Like
yeah. See the little arms? Yeah.
So who's the dude saying, let the bidding begin?
Well, that looked like, so we were this was during the High Council that they were talking about this, and they said that this looked like one of those what was that movie called, the movie where they were bidding on the black guy because they wanted to put their brain into his body.
Get Out.
12
Get
Years
Out.
a Slave? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Get Out. And
12 Years a Slave.
They thought that this looked like Get Out, and so it was like, well, let the bidding begin.
Okay. So that's the dude in the beige sweater, I guess. He's not one of your inserts. He's part of the photo.
No, he's part of the picture. Most of the people here are part of the picture. Cheech and Chong weren't there. I added them. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Because it was the High Council.
Camel.
Yeah.
I should have sent you all my bling, because you're the man with all the money now.
All of it, apparently.
I keep this down here. Oh, we lost Pigeon.
Like he said he had to go look for a video or something.
Oh, well, he doesn't have to leave to do that.
Well, it might be in a
storage room. I invited Matt too, but it looks like he's cleaning up, getting ready, doing his makeup, combing his beard, putting on his bathrobe.
I
have
have
to make video games.
I've slept for about, I went to bed at 6 o'clock, and then I had my alarm go off 5 minutes before I came on the stream. This coffee's old. It's just microwaved. Like, I'm running on fumes here. So
that's why you got to drink whiskey.
That'll put me right back to sleep.
No, whiskey keeps me going. I don't know what it is.
Oh no, I always nightcap. Two shots and I'm done.
Although I had that whiskey the other night, the 60% alcohol one. Hey, I was just looking here on your stretch goals.
I updated it. Yeah,
you unlocked that one, but I was thinking you got to make a Planet Topor video game stretch goal. Can you imagine a Hal Salad video game?
Well, I'm gonna make a video game, but it's not gonna be till the second or third campaign.
But
it's going to be an actual NES. It's going to be an NES game, and it's going to be, playable on an NES. So that'll.
Be you're speaking my language.
For real?
Yeah. So you can. I'll have two versions.
Why do you do everything so cool?
I'll probably have 12 versions, but the two versions will be a digital, so you can play it on a ROM. Or if you want a physical copy,
hang on.
Then
do you know how to do that, or you just know people who know how to do it?
No, I know how to do it. I've actually built a video game once.
There was one on Indiegogo already. I'm going to try and pull it up for you guys.
Yeah, you do that. Star Trek.
Yes,
I didn't mean to sound like that. You do that. Do that now. Rick Saylor says Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, DC, Marvel, many more who died by the hands of weirdos. Yeah, and
this is the reason. We're only just starting the fight. Like the fact that these whisper networks are coming out, and the fact that they've shown that they can't be profitable with what they're doing, it doesn't mean that they're going to quit. It means that they're just going to continue forward. They have to ensure that their values are going to be upheld no matter what the cost. And this is the reason that we need entertainment, good entertainment, solid entertainment, entertainment that validates and upholds strong values. We need that now more than ever. Like, we're just starting.
Everyone gets this print.
Everyone gets it. Yeah, every single person. That's what I've done with all the tiers, except for tier 2. Tier 2 is a little special because it has it's extra pages for the sticker book. So if you're not getting the sticker book, I'm not going to send you leaflets. So
speak of the man, the savage.
Go.
Appears.
Hey. Hi.
How you going, buddy?
Mike Bandito Samurai. Mr. Moon. Good to meet you.
Hello there. How are you?
Good. I heard I'm making coffee, and from the other room I heard physical NES cartridge.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, he's made games, so he can you guys can connect. You guys can speak each other's languages.
Well, let me preface. I've made one game. And although it's 100% done, it was kind of a pain in the ass to release, so I never released it. I've made hard copies, so all my friends have them. It was called Platooth, and it's the Tooth Fairy gets drafted to Vietnam, and it plays like Contra,
Nice.
How have we never seen this?
Yeah, you know what?
The Tooth Fairy better be a boss.
I'll build a video for it once.
Get someone to do get one of your friends to do a playthrough, and we'll just play the video one day on the stream.
Is this for PC or what?
Well, that was the problem. It was for Mac.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it became really difficult to get it out there because the only place to do it at the time was on the Mac store. And forget about that because they had really crazy rules. And
yes, that is a horrifying maze to navigate with them.
Yeah, and also in the game, you're you're shooting babies in the head.
Wait, where did I just jump into?
we're shooting babies in the head.
It's about time.
In a very cartoonish way. It wasn't gross or anything, but it was still a little much. So
yeah, but you have Michael's attention now because floating vampire babies are his targets.
Yes. As Liam has memed out there, I am Baby Killer Bancroft.
Michael Baby Killer Bancroft.
Rick, you're exactly right. And we were just actually talking about this. The importance of staying individual in your pursuits as a creator, because the more people you bring on board and the bigger it gets, just the more ways people can get in there and just F it all up. Basically.
Well, I think a lot of it is because you look at the heads of industry now, right? I mean, they're all boomers. They all grew up where everything was handed to them. They don't have any actual creativity. A lot of them.
Well, most of them are Gen Xers, actually. The boomers are retired.
Well, I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is not a Gen Xer. I mean, she's a boomer.
Yeah, the boomers are in charge of it right now.
Right.
Okay.
And
all right.
and to your point, Bancroft, yes, yeah, a lot of the creative decisions are being made by Gen X because they grew up with 80s films. And instead of thinking, hey, I want to be creative, they just think, I want to do that. Right, I want to create the same thing, or they see someone make the Marvel expanded universe, and they're like, "Oh, you know what? Let's just copy them." But no one's actually coming out with new IPs. Nobody's actually saying, "Hey, let's take a risk here." So, because everything's been handed to them for the last, however many years of their life, they don't actually expect that they need to, get in the dirt and make anything new.
They just want to self-insert into already existing.
That's what it is. They're literally every movie you've seen in the last 10 years, maybe 15, has been fanfic of a property that they grew up with.
Yeah.
And every reboot, every sequel, Halloween. Like, what did Danny McBride say? He's like, oh, we wanted to make a sequel that we would want to watch. Why don't you make a new fucking movie, man?
There's no new ideas out there. There's not as if there's thousands and tens of thousands of good books or comics or anything that hasn't been made into a movie yet.
I didn't know you were being sarcastic. Yeah. No, there's tons of
it's the Australian accent. It gets rid of the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Well, these people are not experiencing inspiration at all. They're experiencing coveting, envy, and jealousy. Jealousy being possessiveness. But it's mostly coveting and envy.
Yeah.
Nail destroyed by hammer.
You know, and you watch any of these director commentaries, every fucking person says, I remember when I saw Star Wars and the ship flew over and I wanted to do that. It's like, why don't you just go do your own fucking thing, man?
Yeah, you create your own ship flying over. Like you create your own moment.
And that's why I say every time people ask about it, you know what? When that Space Ghost thing got canceled, it was the greatest fucking thing to happen. You know, because I was able to ingratiate myself with people who knew that, and then I was like, all right, now I can get rid of that and do my own thing.
It was your shackle, man. It was holding you back.
And if any of these people had any type of creativity whatsoever, then they wouldn't be excited about it. You know, they would be like, look, maybe I had to do that to get my foot in the door, but then they move on to do other things. Instead, they make, you know, sequels after sequels after sequels. Like, what are you doing? Stop.
Oh, there's another Catman on the chat. This one has hair.
Yeah. What a novelty.
He's got all of Bandito's hair. He's just been crying at me for the last 5 minutes. He's a fatty. He's overweight. Yeah. And then the girl's overweight as well.
I've got a bounce mic. I just wanted to come on and say hi, hey real quick.
Hail.
Hey, Matt.
And hello,
Hi,
Mr.
bye.
Camel.
Thanks so much for dropping in, man. It's great to see you. Always love to have you on.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, one of these times I'll stick around for longer than 5 minutes. But yeah, thanks, and good talking to you guys. Good seeing you guys. Good meeting you.
Always
Mr.
good to
Moon
see you.
and Love Pigeon.
Caca.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing about the people keep calling me out on the caw, but they're not getting the joke. And it's the
what
joke
is that?
I'm retarded. I can't do a pigeon sound, so I just do a caw.
That's a crow.
I know.
Crow goes caca.
but part of the backstory was involving black feathers from like a burlesque dancer's headdress. So you're getting.
So what does
I'm telling more to
like?
you guys
Like
than the CG UK guys.
Like that,
because
yeah?
I've told them I won't tell them the story of how I got this name, but you keep coaxing out.
Go on, tell us the story.
No, I don't want to get into it. I only just came on because of Camel being here. We were talking about him last night because CG UK is a big fan of the animation stuff, and so last night we were doing a not Daredevil universe look, which is Commie Mark's book. I don't know if anyone else has heard of him.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the guys in CG UK with the best career book. They basically had me on last night because we were pressed for time, so we didn't have the time to set up for his normal format. And so what we did was find one of the public domain movies based on one of the characters, and it's a horrendous film. But to avoid copyright, we had it on double speed. So I'm trying to read the entire character's captions and doing a good job of it because I can read pretty fast and I talk quite fast. But then Captain F-Ed brought up Camel Moon, so I have a quick clip. If this is allowed, if it's not too random, hopefully it might even be listened.
We welcome random.
So the context as well is like I do voiceover on the side, so I have a ton of microphones, and Captain F-Ed stopped us midstream to promote me and shout out Camel Moon.
Let's see it.
Okay, hopefully this will be loud. Let me just put this on full.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Love Pigeon, aka Observant Jim, is available for voiceovers.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
He's recently just bought himself what he described as a shotgun mic. He can now do your voiceovers from 3 miles away.
Get down, you commie fucks! I will battle you!
And the plus side is I'm not even drunk.
I'm going to put that as a line in the book.
Where's Camel Moon? We need to do an animated Captain Battle version of this.
Camel
and Jim is Captain
Moon.
Battle.
And
Dave is the science dude.
I like the idea, but let's wait and see if there's actually any action in here, because that's what I'm curious to see. We had that spicy James Bond opening, like with all those epic
So basically, it's funny. Obviously, in context of the stream last night, was a lot funnier.
Never say that about
I'm basically I'm doing the voices for these characters, like everyone's voice, and I'm trying to switch between Captain Battle's like gruff military voice between like high-pitched women, but it's all going at double speed. So half the time, the captions of autocorrect are not correct.
This
it's bringing up random
video.
This
is the, we have an echo.
It was a stream that we did last night on Russian Troll Factory, which is part of the Comicsgate UK Cruise weekly set of shows. So yeah, just a big shout out to them lot and Camel because everything's hilarious. And I was saying there, like, I love Camel's laugh. Like, I love people's laughter. It always gets me happy.
You
as
do
well.
have a very infectious laugh there, Camel. Did you realize that?
Did you guys watch the secret After Jack stream?
Yes.
Where I fell on the floor because that guy was asking me about all these Space Ghost questions. Did you see that?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You were having fits.
Tell us all the everything you know about Space Ghosts.
Oh,
Yeah.
and, you know
Ghost
what?
to
I
ghost.
was delirious. I mean, I was so tired, and this guy was just asking. He wasn't asking questions. He was just like making statements and waiting for me to like respond to them. And I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. Just like, yeah, I saw it 20 years ago. I'm sorry I don't remember every episode or every character, but you know, yeah, thanks.
What's that you're sharing, Pigeon?
Oh, sorry, that was just my desktop. Sorry. I need to do it.
Okay.
Oh dear, don't show that.
There's nothing on there. It's just an X-Men.
What have you got, Blue? You got something here?
My docs. I'm sharing my docs because I want to be like Pigeon.
yes.
No, go
Collect
ahead
them
if you
all.
want to show this. We were talking about NES. This is one when I first got into Comicsgate that I noticed because I was perusing Indiegogo. It's closed now. They've moved to a private a store you can get at. Let me see. I gotta have a mouse I can.
That is so cool that people are actually doing this.
But look at this. They did a digital publication. If you have an NES emulator, they put out a ROM. So that's like the PDF version. And then they got cartridges and whatnot.
Yeah,
with an
that is so
instruction
cool.
book and case. You can do it. I'm going to flip to their updates in a moment to sort of show you something else.
Yeah, I mean, the
But-
biggest barrier to entry is being able to design a game, right? But I'm not too worried about that.
They went through a whole bunch. I forget where it was. Otherwise, it would have loaded up the graphics for you. But they went through a whole bit on how these graphics repeat and how they compressed all the data they need for the game into what tiny amount is available for an NES. Like you can make these rotate, I think, or repeat the patterns and whatnot. And it's up to a 4-player game.
Oh,
so
wow.
by all means, Camel, do not be afraid. They made real freaking cartridges for the old NES.
Yeah, and those are coming back.
They had to actually obviously manufacture those cartridges themselves.
Yeah, they ordered them.
Yeah.
I don't mean to scroll too fast and give people motion sickness.
That's all right.
But they went through a process of flashing the ROMs.
Yeah, you flash save to it. There's like a little cartridge flasher, essentially. So there are companies that make them. You can order
Geeks. Nerds, what are you talking about flashing?
them. Yeah, and then you slide it into the flasher, and then you flash it from the PC. It's only for PC, and then it's done, and then you can you
No
can
wonder
play it on-
women don't want to work in this industry with all this flashing going on.
Is it like
I
those
tell ya.
emulator cartridges that you could get for the DS and stuff?
And just because we're showing these guys off,
Yes, I
and
think you're
It's
right.
really cool. It is on Steam now as well.
Hey, and how much was that campaign? Scroll back up to the top.
Let's see.
It was
what
like
we
200K or something.
got. Yeah.
That's in your future, Camel Moon, if you can pull this off.
I hope that the CG community is interested in it. I mean, because it's mostly
Well, you can capture
what is it you plan to do?
the video game community as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, but I don't know if CG is kind of its own little insular thing, or if there's gonna be a lot of people out there like I don't know. We'll see.
Well, if Comicsgate is its own little insular thing, we do know someone who made $1 million.
That's true.
You should do something that's connected to him.
You should maybe see if he wants to maybe I don't know do something in a video game.
But I'll tell you this: it will not be just a video game. There's going to be plenty of other merch in that campaign. So.
Well, we know that you know how to put a campaign together.
Yeah,
that makes me want to
Yeah.
spend all my money.
I like seeing all these campaigns to learn from, and the plastic standees is like one of the best things. I was like, obviously Ethan has like money to do figures and all this kind of stuff, and for us, we've been trying to do prototypes for our character for one of our books. That's like a
hold it up,
like a Hot Toys.
Yeah.
This is just what I made myself. Even the head sculpted.
Just whip it out
individually as well. Oh shit! Don't want to reveal the character.
Whip out your 12-inch figure there.
The plastic stand is like I don't know what the cost is involved in doing that, but that's something that we might look to do as well, like in the future, because it's such a cool thing for collectors and people who have shelves to like put stuff on.
Yeah, it's good because it definitely lends itself well, I think, to the Hail Salad cartoon because it's 2-dimensional. It's like, it doesn't get any simpler.
Comic artwork in as well as like just a 2D. Standing thing is a pretty cool thing.
So it works on a lot of levels, and it's a decent enough price when you buy it in bulk that you're not, killing yourself to try to get them out to people. So, and people seem to like them. I mean, they look good and they're really, really like quality. They're super professional. So even my wife was like, my wife has no interest. She saw them. She's like, "Those are great." I was like, "I know."
There's few campaigns that stand out a lot. There's a lot of well-designed campaigns, but I only saw yours based off yesterday's launch stream or whenever it was on Michael's show.
Yeah, Thursday.
The whole presentation of that is more unique, as well as the things that you're offering. So to me, it looks fucking awesome. So that's why I'm taking notes now for future things.
Yeah, I mean, I have a history in graphic design, so it was helpful.
Of course he does.
Yeah,
I do as well. That's what I do as a job, pretty much.
Oh, of course he does. Everyone's a graphic designer.
Well, some of us are failed graphic designers.
No, I just ongoing joke that literally 3/4 of the people who come onto this show are graphic designers by trade.
Well, or at least because they have a copy of Photoshop, though.
Brick Sailor says, make it a South Park game.
It'll probably be closer to Metroid.
Okay.
Ooh.
The thing I wanted to impress on you, not impress you with, I can't impress you, sir. I can't. I want to, but I can't.
People impress me all the time, actually.
Maybe.
It's people always like, I want to make you laugh. I'm the easiest person to make laugh.
I wanted to impress upon you. What's that one line from that Adam Sandler film? You can do it. You can do it.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's Rob Schneider, he says it.
Cut her fucking head off. Do it.
That's a huge bitch.
So, can we refresh this?
We can.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for someone to ask. I didn't want to just
let's refresh it.
Jam it in there. One's good. One's good. One's better than none.
So we need.
Refreshing.
Well, I think that's like one of the strongest opening launches I've seen in a while. Holy shit.
We the next stretch goal is at 25,000, and that's the next sticker pack, and 4 more pages in the ash can. I think I have to release what the stickers look like. I think that will help push it to 25,000.
Absolutely. Yeah. BMKB has an acrylic standee. They're all the rage.
I saw it. His is tall. It's like a trophy
bomb.
Oh,
yeah, it looks like an Oscar.
Is it on the campaign page?
No, it's not. I only saw it on his Twitter.
Oh, well, we can look at that too.
I mean, maybe put it up at this point, but I remember when it came out, he didn't have it on his page.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool things. They're cool things. I really like that you've put this this tier on. This is really dope. I didn't know what I was going to get. I was thinking, am I going to have to piece it all together?
Well, you still can. Like, it doesn't include the T-shirt. So if you want the T-shirt, you got to piecemeal it. If you really want all of the standees, then you can do that, and then the comic instead of tier 1 or whatever that is. So like, there is a way to get pretty much everything. Oh, and the bottom tier, the painting, I changed that. I limited it because I realized how expensive it was. So now there's only 5 of them. So it's actually more exclusive, and it's called the Caesar's Palace perk.
Nice.
And that's the cut just printed on a canvas.
Oh, and it's gorgeous, and it's an iridescent gloss, and it wraps all the way around. It's like 1.5 inch or 2 inch thickness of the canvas, and it's like super professionally done and stapled all the way around and everything. So
Yeah, those things are I've seen those before. My mom has a couple of those that I don't know what I forget what they are. They aren't family photos, which is weird, but they are really nice. You can see the canvas grain and all the ink on them. Those things are awesome. Nice choice, by the way, Camel.
My whole thing, like it's in like one of these type things.
You know, can you make it bigger? I can't really see it.
My cat's gonna get shown off.
I've heard that before.
Can I see the side?
This is like
Show
a
off
litho
that
print
pussy.
in this black canvas
Holder. Not really. It's actually it's like big. It's like really big.
Yeah.
And it's actually a canvas. I mean, it's like
it's you know it's on a canvas thing. It's on what do they call that?
It's stretch
Canvas.
it's on
Stretch canvas. That's it.
Stretch canvas. Yeah.
And this is not a cheap one that you get at Walmart. There's a professional company. They do like all the high end stuff. That's honestly why it's so expensive. And also, I'm not putting out crap. So, and that comes with if you want the cover. It's still now the only way to get the cover. And it's a virgin cover, so it doesn't have the title on the top, and it comes with a head sketch too.
Oh, cool!
Goodness gracious!
Too
much you've got on offer.
Yeah,
I found it. It's here.
But it makes the campaigns more interesting, though, doesn't it? Like, if you've got the opportunity to give something extra, like, why not?
Yeah,
that's super cool.
I mean, just think about it. That picture of what's his name, EVS on top of Wenger in your dining room for Thanksgiving. It's perfect.
It's for every special occasion.
There's the it's so I find it so hard to say this. Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
There you go.
Standee.
It's a tongue twister. Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
She's got the thick thighs going on, doesn't she?
The Chun-Li thighs.
Yeah.
She's pretty thick everywhere.
She you could die happy between those thighs.
Crunch.
How's his campaign doing?
Pretty good, right? I mean, he did pretty good.
Here it is. Here, I'm going to click it. Let's have a look. Is it still going?
I don't know.
In
I think the
demand?
second campaign is about wrapped, right?
Yeah, this is this one. So 57,000.
Is that still Australian or
demand.
American?
That's Australian. Oh, okay. 39,000. All right.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
I think he made 70,000 on his first campaign.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's another one of those examples of when people aren't on YouTube as much.
Yeah.
That they he's actually hard to get in touch with because we wanted to get him on our show, didn't we?
Yeah.
But he's I don't think he goes on Twitter much. Basically, that's the only way I have to get in touch with most people.
Yeah, that's where the network is, right? So
yeah.
Yep.
Narwhal has just agreed to do a pinup.
Ooh.
Yeah. And someone else, I will tell you. I don't want to mess their name up. Oh, Dax Marshall.
Dax Marshall?
For a pinup?
Yeah. Dax is great. He does like a Kirby style.
Do I know Dax?
I know he did a variant cover for Joe King.
Dax Martin is what you're saying.
Dax,
I think I've heard of this guy. Hold on a sec.
Oh, it's Martin. No, well, that's how you spell Martian. There's an it's
Martian.
IA.
Yeah, it's Martian. Dax
You should
Martian.
invite Narwhal onto the stream.
Yeah, okay. Do you want me to, or do you want to do it?
You do it.
Well, no, you need to send him the link. You can, well.
No, I sent you the link. What are you talking
copy
about?
and
You got
paste
the
it.
link.
Oh, yeah.
You have this guy reckons he can make a game, an NES game. He can do all this stuff, but he can't copy a link.
Well, I'm kind of like stupid like that.
It's all right. You're running on no sleep, and it's.
I don't have links. Like you're talking about.
This is Dax
That's
Martian.
nice.
Oh wow.
Okay, hey, I sent it to him. Let's see what that
Don't
see
worry,
what
Kel,
else he's
you got
got.
you got your shirt button today with the buttons matching
I
across
know.
instead of being off
Yeah,
by
look
one.
at that. That stuff's amazing.
Yeah, that's-
I love it.
That's
really
weird,
cool.
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like extra weird Kirby. It's like if Kirby was taking mushrooms or something.
But I just think it looks so good, and he's done a bunch of pictures for other people, and I was like, yeah, I got to get him to do.
They would make really good.
Is this where I heard it? This is where I saw it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, I've already made that comment then. That his a bit Kirby-esque.
So I thought him and especially Narwhal would make really great. Like, I want to see their iterations of what Hail Salad is. And I also asked.
Peter Parker was a mutant.
Oh, Charlie Snogan. that might be a reach, but
to come on here.
No, to do a pinup.
Either or. I'd love to talk to Charlie. But yeah, getting him to do. Imagine what you'd get. I love to see when someone like that how they would interpret your characters. Because they're so kind of cartoony.
Yeah, I mean that's why I specifically didn't ask anyone who does like on model stuff because
just ask Dave Dorman to do a painting of Ethan with the with the rainbow roller skates. Proctor Hawk's here. Hello, Proctor Hawk. Great to have you here. He's giving us a thumbs up. And Bronson Gorilla says hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Where are you from, James?
The United Kingdom. Or do you mean specific?
I don't need the specific town, but just sort of the region.
What's your street address?
North, east,
south, and west.
No, that's it.
I don't mind. On the island portion of the
all my
Kingdom?
information is public anyway. Manchester, in the UK.
The only power
Manchester
doxing has over you is that people can threaten you with it.
Can people who know, can they tell you from your accent where you're from?
No, because that's not where I was born and raised. My accent's quite neutral, but when I'm doing stuff like this where it's my talking voice, it sounds completely different to when I do voiceovers because it's quite refined, and it's good for doing American accents as well, and no one can tell the difference between the people that I work for. So because it's all not face to face, it's obviously just record the job, do it, and then hide the really common tongue style voice of what I normally have. But even back home, like people say, "Where are you from?" Because it doesn't sound like you're from this town. But that's just the UK for you.
I try to speak the Queen's. Global Network, Canada here. Oh, we've got a Canuck here too. He's right here.
It's a true story.
Right there, look at him. Can't you tell?
Don't I look Canadian?
Say a boot.
I'm pretty sure all my word choices sound fairly Canadian.
I didn't even notice, to be honest.
I actually noticed it a lot more before I knew you, and I think, when we started streaming together, I think I just got used to you.
Well, that's about right.
What are you doing with your camera there, Camel?
Yeah.
I got a hard on.
Whoa, buddy.
I know. Getting excited.
No, this got caught underneath the. Anyway.
Have people been commenting more on your plant?
Everybody wants. They say it looks like weed. I was like, I don't think you know what weed looks like.
No, it's nothing like no. It's not that it looks like weed. It's just that it's green, and you've got that funny kind of glass thing behind
greenhouse
it.
glass.
It does look like a hydroponic.
Okay, so the plant in front is not weed, but what's behind the glass?
You've got a blue light back there. It could be some sort of UV thing.
See, it's a set.
Look at that! Oh my goodness, you are
full protection system.
It also looks a bit like a serial killer's house. Like if you got taken back to that house and you see this setup, you'll
completely just missed the blood stain.
What are those standees made out of?
The teeth of my victims.
Yeah.
That's how you get the pure white back.
Yeah,
it's just a partition in a larger room.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those like glass office partitions, and you can't tell because it's so close. But this is a backdrop of Manhattan.
What?
Are you on
it's
drugs?
A backdrop. It's a backdrop of New York City.
What are you talking about?
You mean across the room behind you?
What?
We don't know what you're talking
We're all
about. Man.
fucked up.
Where's the
behind
backdrop?
this?
Yeah,
Behind this
New
is
York
the
City.
backdrop. Yeah.
How far away?
Well, it's like
100 miles.
You'll have to excuse my fellow YouTubers. They're not used to like a professional live streaming setup, so this kind of language confuses them.
Professional.
So it's not across the room. It's just right behind the fuzzy glass.
It's literally right behind me.
I caught that Jack Show stream, and I always say we have the least professional show on YouTube. That was off the chain. I mean, it was a train wreck. It was like an hour and a half long train wreck.
It was kind of funny though.
It was funny. It was entertaining. That Star Trek, that Star Trek trivia is just—it's like 15 minutes of the most pointless,
torturous.
Exactly,
pointless. Yes,
it's like that joke from The Simpsons, where they stand on the rake. If it went on for about 15 or 20 minutes.
Schwack.
Yeah, and I don't even know anything about Star Trek.
But no, I know. Okay, yes. I mean, I've watched every movie. I've seen probably every episode. I've got a Borg cube right here. I would never have a hope in hell of answering any of those questions. It's all just the most ridiculous shit ever.
Yeah, it was fun to be a part of it, I guess. But I was like, I don't fucking know. I at one point they were like, "What do you think this thing is?" And I was like, "It's a cuck holder." I don't know what you called it. I have no idea.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. Hey, that's a good point. The gorilla brings up. You've got a Captain America shield, but you're a Canadian.
Because I like the idea. I have Captain America's shield on his side, and I got the Death of Superman over there, and they are a tribute to people who just want to do good things, that only do good things in the world. And
an example for his children.
Well, I believe that's what comics ultimately used to be. That's where their foundation came from, is that they needed someone who only did good things, and they had to fight others who only do evil things, and they didn't have room for the gray superheroes. They didn't have room for the morally ambiguous superheroes. And the further we get away from that, the harder it is to create that.
Well, what do you think of Northgard and Captain Canuck? Were they gray?
Captain Canuck, I should actually have.
I only just started reading them, and it's the newer Captain Canuck, not the old ones. I want to get the old ones.
Yeah.
You've read Bazza the Bogan Barbarian, haven't you, Blue?
I started in on the PDF, but there you go.
Yeah, Captain Canuck.
I started in the PDF, but I'm waiting for the books.
Is he a good Australian hero?
I don't know. I'm only like 3 pages in. I think so.
Reader.
Look, you have a
hey, comrade.
A comrade.
Hail.
There. Hey, Commie Mark. How you going?
As far as strong heroes, so do Northgard and Canuck qualify?
Yeah, they only, like Captain Canuck especially, he only wants to do good things. I would say it's
Stop showing me up.
I would say that his the storyline for Captain Canuck doesn't require as much thinking as is this going to be a good thing or a bad thing? I think the story is pretty straightforward, where it's only a bad thing that's happening, so he doesn't have to make a lot of difficult decisions as far as what he's doing is good.
Okay.
As far as whether or not he has to shovel the driveway.
It's not Civil War, right? There isn't two sides. It's like, could either side be the right way?
It's a conscientious choice. It's not doing anything with war.
Now, my favorite Canadian superhero is New. He wants to do good things, but he's completely incapable. And I forget the first word of the title, but he's the Pitiful Lizard.
New, is that with the G? Spelled with a G?
No. It's New New, but no, that's not part of the title. I have to go look for it. It's the Pitiful Lizard. It's Chapter House.
Mm-hmm. All right.
We're talking comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Camel Moon needs to get to 25k, and he's not going
And
to
it's
do it
not
sitting
happening.
there
What?
reading Twitter. Just
I'm actually literally just like staring at you guys.
zoning out.
I'm not reading it. I'm just like looking at the screen.
It strikes me that we haven't actually talked about what's actually in this comic since your very first time you ever came on this show.
You
and even then, it took us like 3 hours to get there.
That's the grift. Like, there is no. It's a bunch of covers.
Let's see. Let's give it a quick refresh and see where we're at.
I already did refresh it. I jumped the gun, but I can do it. I can refresh it again. Maybe someone's
Is it
bought
worth
it in that
refreshing,
time.
or should we?
Let's wait. It's on 292. So you're like close to 21,000, right?
Yeah,
and that's closer to 25,000 than 20,000 is.
Just like
but to get you
every
there. What actually happens in this book?
So it's it's the Iliad. It's like the Great War. It's the Trojan War, but I changed it to the Trojan War. And it's when Zach and Ethan kind of meet for the first time, and all the other characters. You kind of see how they, meet each other, and it's all on the battlefield. And there's a huge, this onslaught of trolls that are coming at them, and they, they take them all down. And then they were like, okay, we need to get into the troll. What do you call it? A tower, I guess, right? And they're like, well, how do we get in there? And then they find Wanger, and they're like, okay, well, he's our horse. So they use him as the Trojan horse to get in there. Meanwhile, they're also, kind of being led on by a certain giant foot, who at the end is maybe going to betray them.
Turn on them. Yes.
And I'll tell you this, there's a great shot at one point where they're like, it's sort of at a Jurassic Park where they're like standing in something and they don't know what it is, and it's a giant footprint. But it's Doug's footprint. And it's going to end on a cliffhanger. I'm not going to say what it is, mostly because I have two in my mind and I don't know which one it's going to be. But and then that'll lead directly into the next one.
You have like a bottomless well of ideas with all.
Yeah, you're a funny guy. You don't look it in the face.
You look like
I would disagree. I disagree with Bancroft. You definitely.
What do I look like?
You definitely look like a funny guy.
Thank
you. Pulled little bits from everything for these covers, like the way Anna is grabbing his leg. That's from the Star Wars poster, isn't it?
Well, it's actually from a guy who Frank Frazetta.
This is Frazetta's, yeah.
Yeah, or look up Boris Vallejo. Actually, you know what you want to look up? Go look up the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie poster. I think you will be stunned to see how similar they are. I didn't realize that till I was done with it. I was like, all right, well. Yeah, so there's a lot of little things in there that kind of make it work. Well, the hardest thing was to try to find a way to make paint work with a hologram. Because I was like, I have nothing to reference for that. So that was essentially what I came up with. And I was because you can't really make paint transparent or translucent. So I was like, I need to make like a glow around it. And if I make the colors sort of like rainbow, then maybe people will, infer that it's supposed to be a hologram.
No, it works.
Oh, Joe's here.
Hail Joe.
Hail Joe.
How you going, Joe?
I figured out why I like the cover I like, which is one of the ones above. It's we get to see Kelsey in it. That's the cover I like.
This one or the one on the top?
The one on the top.
Oh, okay.
It's Kelsey. That's what gets me.
Yeah, I like the. I think I like this cover and this cover equally.
Yeah.
But this is still my favorite. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I like that one because of the Dino Wangtar.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one he's writing him in too. Well, I guess he's writing him on the. So he's comic style. He's writing him here in cartoon style. He's writing him on the sketchbook, or the sticker book rather.
This one.
I just love the artwork that you put into him. Like I get like that's the Dino Wangtor, but that other one is just so badass.
And then that
what
painting.
do you call it? I keep calling it that, but what do you call it?
That's the Centosaurus.
Centosaurus, but he's a dino, and he's also a centaur, and it's also Wanger, so it's a Dino Wangtor.
So,
well, he could be a Tyrannosaur horse, a Tyrannosaur horse.
Tyrannosaur horse.
Yeah,
I like that Tyrannosaurus. It sounds like it. It sounds like it would be hard for him to say, or it would take a long time for him to say.
Tyrannosaurus.
Michael, repeat after me. Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
Yeah, Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Tyrannosaurus. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and then that's based off the Napoleon painting.
Yeah.
Which is pretty famous. And that painting in the background, I just did that myself. I did that in a studio clip.
Of course you did. Yeah.
I just did that myself. Yeah, I just.
Hey, it took 5 minutes. Okay, that was 5 minutes. I could have been doing something else.
Pigeon, you do a really good impression of him.
Of who?
No, Pigeon.
Wait, what?
You do a really good impression of Camel.
Do I?
You just did.
Did you just do one?
Maybe I'm just dreaming of him in the reality.
No, I'm just poking Camel. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds great, and obviously it's great. I'm just trying to pick this thing back up off the ground.
This very badly.
Look at all these people chatting in the chat. I invited Commie Mark on.
He declined.
He's just launched a new thing, but I don't know. He might be busy.
He said he's at work, but that's what I wanted to talk about before.
Joe, what are you doing?
Real quick.
You want to come on, Joe? Come hang out with us. We love Joe.
I know Narwhal's said he's going to be here for a minute.
Oh, is he? That's awesome.
Yeah, he's coming. He said he's just waking up or something. So
I'm gonna. Oh, these people get up earlier, you weirdos.
Isn't it like bedtime for you now, Mike?
I know. Yeah, I shouldn't.
I still haven't been to bed yet.
I like hanging out. You haven't been to bed?
No, I worked all night. I worked from 9 o'clock till now. And then I was online. What was I doing when I got home? I was hanging out with Liam. And then you had your early show. And then you had this show. Comicsgate will not let me sleep.
Oh, it sounds like he's coming. He sounds like he's coming. He's going to put some clothes
getting oiled and then putting clothes on. Got it.
Nice.
I like it when he's shiny.
Ooh. You know, I've noticed though too that like I've posted certain things on weekends. Weekends are dead as far as like I think like Comicsgate is concerned. Like especially on Twitter. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just everything I post gets maybe like
people have lives.
Yeah, well, maybe. Or they
Valkyrie
just enjoy being online while they're at work, but whatever it is.
Red Valkyrie does that late Saturday thing or early Saturday. Well, I think it's Saturdays she's on.
Oh, okay.
This is early Saturday, isn't it? No, or is this Sunday?
No, it's Saturday.
I don't know what day it is.
Yeah,
it's Sunday for me.
You put up chat with it too.
So real quick, this is Commie Mark's next project, the not sequel to Best Career, and in his own unique way, he is bringing back the golden age of superheroes.
Is he gonna hang on?
Sorry.
Is he gonna put it into Walmart first and not give it to any of the backers?
Who knows? No one knows. No one. The cool thing about Commie is like no one knows what is real or what's not. And even me being British as well, like we have our own sense of sarcasm. I don't know what the hell Mark is real about or not. Because as you can see, even on the mailing list, you can sign up for the mailing list, but who knows if you actually get something? So you have to find out. But he's basically taking the 1930s, 40s golden age superheroes, including not Daredevil. We're repurposing all of the scans, and he's rewriting stories, but in the mindset of the time period. So it's another meta thing. And then this is just a quick test of me doing a quick coloring for him. I'm not going to color the book. Someone else is going to do that. But this is just to see how much we can improve the scans, because some of them are horribly low res. But I've managed to blow them up. And it's just going to be an interesting ride. And I'm actually doing the cover for it, Alex Ross style. I'm going to do a painted cover, but it's going to be digital. So this is what it looks like at the minute.
Very cool.
He's got some thick thighs.
He's got a thick dick as well.
He didn't skip leg day or dick day.
But yeah, so that's just a little sketch.
So, Love Pigeon's underplaying it a little bit. Commie Mark is taking multiple superheroes from that age, and he has found superheroes that don't have any copyrights on them or trademark on them. He is appropriating. He's appropriating those the very pages in the artwork that was taken from that time, and he is rewriting his own story into it. And
which sounds very funny.
Oh, and it sounds hilarious to hear this guy talk about it. Commie Mark is a treasure for Comicsgate. Like, it's going to be a really great project.
Oh, go ahead.
Bronson Gorilla says you need to secure those means of production, Mark.
Speaking of appropriating, I'm making a female Ethan character. Would you guys like to see it? I'll share my screen.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
There's nothing about that we do not want to see. Well, no, I shouldn't go that far. I spoke too soon.
Stretch marks.
Okay. Here it is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, looks pretty much just like him, right?
It's so bad.
Let's not linger too long on that.
Oh, yeah.
I knew I spoke too soon.
I feel violated.
Do you guys watch any of the screen pictures? What is it called? The guy who does the pictures for the movies. Yeah. He's got a really big YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And the one for Captain Marvel is pretty hilarious because I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's just one guy. He's talking to himself, he's just pitching the idea, and then to the studio head, and the studio head just picks all the ideas apart. But obviously, it's all movies that we've already seen. So he just like gets all the moments in the movie that he's like, oh yeah, that is really dumb, isn't it? And he highlights it all.
It's like, why are we doing that? Well, it's too late. We've already written the script. Oh, okay. Why am I financing this? Because we've already made it.
The Captain Marvel one is particularly good.
There's no pitch meeting. That's it.
Yeah, pitch meeting.
Guys, I've just been given the link. So there you go.
Yeah,
for the Indiegogo campaign. So you can sign up for the Not Daredevil. By boy Commie Mark. And speaking of weird boys,
finally.
Hey guys.
Hail, well met, Narwhal.
You just woke up.
I'm still getting my bearings. I'm having my first sip of coffee here. The first sip of coffee is like crack, but only the first.
I've already drank all my coffee and moved on to whiskey.
I think I've watched a couple of streams where Narwhal will just keep talking about that sip of coffee for about the first 10 minutes of the stream. Like, oh, this is so good. Yeah.
I did used to do that. That was my shtick.
I was telling them how you were going to do a piece of pinup art.
Nice. Yeah, we just talked about it just this morning. And I was like, yeah, because the other thing that's funny about that is the last month or so, I've got a few offers and I've been saying no because I was kind of overwhelmed with work. But that one I was like, yeah. And then I'm like, you know what? I could do a few more. So the people I say no to, I'm like, I might go back and be like, I'm sorry that I said no because I said yes to Hail Salad and I feel bad.
No, I want the exclusive. No one else gets.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, I don't know how it works. Do you want to just come up with something or do you need me to say like use these characters or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I was curious about that too. I can send you some thumbnail ideas. I just thought of one. It'd be like Frank Frazetta-esque composition with Ethan on a throne with everyone around him, kind of maybe something like that.
The real question is, are you excited about your character, Narwhal?
Well, hang on. I was just going to ask that question, and while I do, let's just drop Camel Moon here, and we'll say, what do you really think of your character there?
It's grown on me more and more. I love it now. I've been thinking about it, but I think it's so funny that it is like a psychological breakdown. It's like Silent Hill 2 version of
I think that's why everyone like low key like they like their characters, but also kind of like maybe hate them a little bit. Like,
there's got to be an element of that. He showed it actually on our stream first, and yeah, we were all like, huh. And then he said, "Oh yeah, and Ethan's going to be holding him," and we're like, "Ah,
Like
yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
Joe King is here.
Hey, what's up, Joseph?
Grinding my coffee.
Everyone's drinking coffee in the morning.
Coffee in
This
the
is so weird to
morning.
be streaming at this time.
It's bankrupt.
And I'm drinking whiskey. It's
I'm also
1:46
drinking whiskey
in the morning here. Noel and Joe.
Oh yeah.
You normally don't stream it this time.
No, I make exceptions for the Mr. Moon here.
We
Narwhal, long time no see.
Hey, Blue Samurai, how's it going?
It is actually like an honor to now. I can to say now I've streamed with Narwhal, but
Who's making that noise?
That's Joe with his coffee grinder.
Thank you, Joe. Anyway, so I was out of time like 15 minutes ago. I was just hanging on so I could be on with Narwhal, and I actually have to go. So I'll miss all you guys.
Oh wait! You gotta look. Narwhal, can you just move over a little bit because you're kind of on Dan's head? Do you see?
Oh yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Make it happen.
Say ass titty.
Ass titty.
You can grab that.
Cheers,
See you,
Blue.
Blue.
Great to hang out with you, buddy.
Thanks for streaming on 2 streams today with me. Are you finished grinding coffee? No, he's still going.
Do it real slow, right into the mic.
It sounds
Yeah.
like ice.
God, he goes all out. Grinds his own coffee and everything. You know they've got machines for that now, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Oh, there's nothing. It's like meditation. It's soothing.
Do you want to know? So
it's part of
here's
what
something
wakes
funny.
you up if it's like grinding it.
Right, you get the aroma, and you get
all you guys coffee drinkers?
Yeah, I love coffee.
I have never in my life had a cup of coffee.
You
Never.
lied to me.
And I'm nearly 40 years old.
I was
never had a
peer
cup of
pressured
coffee.
into this. I didn't choose this.
No, I've tried it. I've tried it over a dozen times, and it just doesn't take. And I love the smell, but the taste, it's like they don't match up. And you know what I think it is? When I was really young, it's probably about 8. I said to my mum that I want some coffee, and I begged her, and she was like, "No, you're too young. You're too young." I begged her, so she made me a cup of that like instant coffee, and she must have put in half the mug of just the granules, just to turn me off. You know, it's like when the parents, you got to smoke the entire packet of cigarettes.
Yeah.
To get your
No, I
seat.
love cigarettes.
So I took it, and I took a sip, and she's watching me like, "So how is it?" And I'm like, it's really good. I'm gonna go drink it outside. So
By myself.
poured it out.
In the dirt.
And I came back in. I drank it all, and I think ever since then, it just doesn't take with me.
Oh.
You might be lucky. Coffee's not necessarily that good unless you're addicted to it.
Well, yeah, I
That's
drink
true. Yeah.
copious amounts of tea, and now I've started drinking whiskey since I started streaming. So I don't know if I'm going any healthier.
Is that coincidence or because you're streaming?
It's because of Bandito. He's my enabler. This guy, you came on in the middle of the day the other day, and then you were drinking whiskey, Bandito. Yeah, so yeah, definitely.
I'm drinking whiskey right now.
In the coffee.
I ran out of coffee like half an hour ago.
All right, we need to.
The only alternative was whiskey.
I have whiskey on hand, so
we need to get you
water in
what are they called? The people who help people out in AA.
That's me.
A sponsor. He needs a sponsor.
A sponsor. That's right.
Everyone needs a bandito.
I'll be your sponsor.
Cheers.
Bronson says he really likes the original Hal Salad music. What's the original Hal Salad music?
You know, the da-da-da, da-da-da. That one? Is that what he's
maybe.
There's no like new version. There's just the theme song.
Past Master Dan asks, he wants to know, he's assuming that you sleep upside down, Noel. Is that true?
No, but I sleep and then I like do this to my hair while I'm sleeping, I think. So I wake up and then my hair's like.
You sleep on the creaky bed, don't you?
Yeah, you guys might be able to hear it if I creak it. Let me see.
Know?
Oh, famous.
Let me get
The infamous creaky bed.
Yes, Narwhal. You just got the Narwhal ass shot. Not as good as other ass shots. But...
The foot in the air.
Whoa.
I did not think I was going to get that this morning.
And that's all. That's allowed, isn't it, Narwhal? Because it's just no creaking after 10 p.m. or something.
This is Bangkok after midnight.
Yeah. The old lady gets mad after 10.
I like that song. I think that was one of your better songs.
Just invite her up.
Yeah. She's like, unless it's me doing the creaking, no creaking allowed.
First is the sneaking, then is the creaking.
Chaotic Neutral loves him some Narwhal.
Thanks, Chaotic. I like him too. Or I love him too, I guess.
He's a great DM.
True story.
Rick Saylor says you sleep in the arms of an old lady. We're also interested in like getting to the conclusion of this epic love story that you've been weaving these past months.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It became a meme, and then it got me on the Jack Show a whole bunch. And, so I got to play it up more.
Sleeping with old women gets you on the Jack Show. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, did you actually have sex with the old woman?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Not with that attitude, buddy.
But I would if they just let me on the Jack Show one more time. I'll do anything for a Jack Show appearance.
I don't think that Cecil will ever have me on again after that laughing fit.
He was laughing with you. You guys were both laughing.
No, I know. And then the next morning I woke up and everyone was just totally in support. But I was like, I'm so sorry. I can't even think straight right now.
Oh, it is too early in the morning to be drunk.
It is. It really is.
Too late.
We need
I have
to get you a
question.
sponsor.
I have a question for you, Norwell. You can get with Pizza Girl, but you have to get with the grandma at the same time.
I would do that.
I see no drawbacks.
Yeah.
Is she that hot?
The
or
pizza
are you just
the pizza
the lady's that hot.
Yeah, the pizza girl's hot. And then the asterisk, the asterisk for like the real life story is there's a third girl. There's a girl like visiting me in a couple weeks. And that was like that one. I don't know. I think it like might be friend zone, but I might have a shot with that girl. So that could be good.
Great.
Hooked up with this one before.
She saw your scooter. That's what happened, huh?
Yeah. She knows all my ways. She knows my.
She knows about the squeaky bed.
All your cheap tricks.
Yeah, I answered with my helmet on, and I'm like, it's not coming off till you leave because I don't trust you. Yeah.
Well, you need the helmet when you're squeaking on the bed.
Yeah, because you're hitting the headboard.
By request, do you have a helmet? Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me get it. I only got 10 minutes or so, by the way, but yeah, we can make it count.
There you go.
How's
This makes it work. This is what we all got up for this morning.
So just picture this guy like opening the door, be like, "Oh, so good to see you. We've talked about this visit, haven't we? We have plans."
Did I mention the helmet?
There's nothing creepy about that.
How's the second Earthbound book coming along now?
Good. I'm drawing it now. That's like my full-time job these days to launch in October. I just got to fulfill Foreign Agent first. And that one, they're sending, the proofs are en route. So they'll get here in like a week, I think. And God willing, they'll be perfect. And then that process continues on schedule.
Is there a sequel or anything planned for Foreign Agent?
No, Foreign Agent is like
It's
totally
just a
one-off. Yeah.
I love the style of that book, and I love everything that you've done with that. I'm super excited to see what it looks like when you get it printed up like that. I don't know. I feel like it pushes the medium forward a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning before. Like it's very cool to see all these unique campaigns, and Narwhals especially. Like that trailer's perfect, and then seeing the whole animation style throughout the entire book is like a whole another level type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
It just jumps out.
Well, and it's got a real story.
When did you go full time, Narwhal, making comics?
It was basically last early spring or late winter, right? I had like one weekend where your boy Zach gave Earthbound a good review, and then Earthbound sold out, and then Foreign Agent launched like same weekend. So I kind of made a lot of money in one weekend, and I like had an adrenaline rush for a week, and I kind of like,
that is the time when you needed to like proposition the pizza girl, because you would have just been full of masculine energy.
So did you quit your day job?
That's when I quit the deli. I was working part-time there up until that point.
Yeah. And so now you're just full-time comic artist.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
I got out of the deli right before the pandemic.
Did you tell them to go
down.
fuck themselves? You throw a loaf of bread at them.
Slap it with a salami.
Yeah. You know what? I'm done. Take your salami.
Maybe you should have stayed on. This way they could have fired you and you could have collected some checks.
I know. Yeah. There's ways I could have worked the system, or I could have just had a moment where I just go, they'll be like, you need to wear a mask and we need you to wash your hands 4 times. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wash my hands 2 times. And they're like, no, we told you 4 times. And I'm like, I'm just going to do it twice.
Well, that's funny because that's kind of my plan with my current job.
To wash your hands 4 times?
No, but to not give a shit and then maybe get in an argument to the point where they fire me. No.
Well, who's the person who says never have a plan B?
Yeah.
Who's that? There's someone like, I think it's The Rock.
God says that.
No, I think it's The Rock. He says, don't have a plan B. Just go for A, and that's the only way you'll make it succeed.
There is truth to that, I think.
Yeah,
I think
Tarantino said that too.
I can tell like that you need to get some. Not in Foreign Agent, but you have some really you draw women even with your really simple style. They're like super sexy.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, that's what I was going to ask you. I was hoping that you could do like an Anna Mermaid thing.
Oh yeah. I'll make sure she's in there.
Yeah, like maybe fighting stuff. Like I'll think about something, but yeah, like I definitely wanted her like maybe not front and center, but definitely featured.
Cool. I want to draw her and me.
That won't be weird at all to get back on the Jack Show.
I didn't think of that. I was like, wait, now he can draw himself. That's kind of
yeah. You can draw Anna holding you, giving you a little lick on the back of the head or something.
You're gonna draw yourself all jacked.
Yeah. I'll do something kinky.
Suddenly, Narwhal becomes the biggest character.
You've got that Narwhal horn now, that rainbow horn. Or you've got the sprinkles and all sorts of stuff.
The sprinkle back is the best part.
I think you gotta try and figure out a way, Camel, to incorporate the helmet.
That's interesting. You know, I mean, because the design isn't finalized. I liked the idea of the beanie, but maybe I could turn it into a beanie helmet. Because I because I was saying on some stream, like it's really hard to make everyone walk because it takes too much processing power. So only 3 or 4 people can walk. But like that's why I gave you a propeller so you can just kind of float around. So it's
nice.
like, yeah, that would probably make a little bit of sense. Yeah, maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll do both, and then I'll sell 2 standees and get twice the money.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
El Gargoyle has an idea for how to get fired. Just say you're voting for Trump, and then you'll get fired straight away. Pretty much, I think
it's actually not from DT, but thank you.
How it works.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Leroy.
Oh dear.
I think she's spoken for. She's with Kelsey, obviously. Yeah, we're enabling. We're enablers here. Look, we've got Bandito drinking whiskey at like 7 a.m. in the morning or something.
Well, it's 10, so I've been drinking whiskey for 3 hours now.
Nice. That's a well-spent Saturday.
But in his defense, you've stayed up all night, so it's like
true.
All right, this is
still yesterday.
This is now an intervention, Bandito. We all love you. Stop doing this to yourself.
You want what? Is this like about my hair? Is this about what kind of? There's a list. There's a list of things to intervene on. So
breath is killing me, man.
Yeah.
Can we do a refresh?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull it up. Where is it? So many buttons now. All right. We're trying to get him to 25K, but we're a little far way off.
I think everyone's sleeping.
It's a battle of inches.
Oh, come on. We'll, at least first, let's get into 21.
Yeah, if we can get to 21 by the end of the
Baby
stream,
steps.
I'll be happy.
It's a battle of inches, right?
That's what,
maybe
that's
you can.
what my wife says.
He's a funny guy. He doesn't look it, does he? Look at him.
He's pretty funny.
Look at
I'm
him.
not funny.
He looks a bit like a.
Hi, Comics Gate.
What is that with that plant? Is that a real plant?
Oh,
no,
nothing's real.
It's a set.
It's all fake.
It's all a hologram.
Yeah, the New York City's fake. The glass is not
That's
glass.
not real New York City.
There's
That's
no
real
New York City. We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's no traffic downstairs. I'm in a on the third floor in the middle of an apartment complex in Boston.
You're in a basement. You're in a basement. It's where you keep your victims.
I'm in my mom's basement. Just the two of us.
Yeah, incel.
There's no
Hang
life.
on. Lord Crusader
makes me
says
dinner.
that I, Camel Moon, and Kilgore look like the same person from increasingly degenerating mugshots.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Well, who's
You
at
get
the
the
front?
first.
Hang on.
You got to reorder our
be.
shots. You got to put it so that you guys are in order now.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. How do I
You
do
bump
that?
me out. You bump out Love Pig.
Oh, we're dropping like flies.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That didn't work, did it?
One more.
I'm in the Brady
Well,
bunch.
now was the bridge between you and
No. What? All right.
One more.
No.
There it is.
Ah,
everyone.
How do you know how to
Same
work
face.
this? And I don't know how to work this. I've been doing this
Because
2 months
you've
now.
had 3 drinks and I've had 6.
It must be,
Bandito
I
is
don't know.
The drunken master.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Bronson wants to congratulate you on getting over 20K. It is fantastic. This is like we're still in, the first couple of days.
It's insane. I'm rocking it up on.
This is your first campaign.
Well,
Second
if you don't
campaign.
count space-
Second campaign. The first one he was a naughty boy and got
No,
in trouble for.
It's all
Yeah,
first.
I got-
First now. You just everything else is deleted. That's how we do things in current year. Whatever came
That's
before, it all gets reset. El Gargoyles have
I
to
think it
sell
was the
dick.
beginning of 2020.
He kind of is selling dick pics. I mean, he's got all that artwork of Cecil.
Well, also, I mean, if people are lucky, they might get a wanger standee.
No, there's that too. Yeah, and there's nude Ethan.
I don't
Roller
even
skating
know
around.
if the manufacturing company would make that. I mean, they might. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'd have to call up the guy. Be like, I have a really weird request.
I don't know.
Noel's
if
sitting
a
here. He's
human
too
woman would
polite
want
to
that.
ask for his own standee. He's like, "Where the hell is it? Is it coming?"
Oh, well, so because you're a little guy, you're gonna be kind of like an Anna character, because where the fuck? Okay, so I've shown this a million times. Let's see how Anna is with Kelsey.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be with. I think I'm gonna make you with Frega.
Oh, nice.
And that's
And you got to
that's gonna
show.
be.
You got to show
be
off
like-
what happens when you take Anna off. You got to show behind Anna's.
Hey,
head.
share Narwhal because there might be people in the chat who haven't seen the Narwhal
Yeah,
yet.
and we need a screenshot.
I mean, the Narwhal ice cream cone.
Oh, okay.
We've been
Narwhal,
talking
yeah.
about it, and maybe they haven't seen it.
and
Yeah,
see
there's
behind, it's got the pie
The pie.
for the meringue.
I love it.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So what I'm gonna do is, I'll bring that up. And while I bring that up, I'll tell you. Oh, it's right there. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, there you go.
You're right. It does grow on you, doesn't it? You're like,
He's so
I want to
cute.
see him. I want to
He's
see
like,
this
"Hi."
cute little thing.
It's literally a psychological profile.
Oh, he's
looks
got
like-
sprinkles.
Yeah, that's his back hair.
Narwhal, you've been saying some outlandish stuff, and you know you have on the streams lately, like your shitting stories and just other things. Can you imagine that cute little guy saying that stuff?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what's gonna
curious.
Be so funny about it.
Yeah, I'm curious what kind of lines we'll get in. I'm curious if I can show it to like the girl who visits and see if that will impress her.
Not if you want to have sex with her.
You put it on the internet. So.
No, baby, I'm telling you, this is sexy. Let me show you.
I'm on a TV show. They turned me into a cartoon character. She's like, "Oh, cool, show it to me." I'm like, "Here it is," and it's like, "Yeah, I took a shit and came. My pre-cum came out of my dick."
So, baby, you ready to get this going?
Yeah, so the way I'm going to do it, I think, is it's going to be when we get to phase 2 of the campaign, I'll have another 2-day special, and it'll be Frega with the Narwhal character as the standee. I'll redo issue 1, but I think it'll be 8 pages of pinup art in the back, and then the EVS logo sticker will be in holofoil. And that'll be the egg salad part.
Do you have stickers of like little sayings that they have that you can then put in their mouth? Like ass titty or I took a shit.
I might work on that.
Some pre-cum. El Gargo reckons the propeller hat works. Yeah, I reckon but you could make the propeller hat
helmet, a propeller helmet.
Yeah,
I think it needs to happen.
And Pastmaster Dan says Narwhal plushie. I actually work for a company that does make plushies as well, and that you can get fabric that is rainbow colored. You know, it's got that pearlescent rainbow on it, so that could be the narwhal tusk thing.
Is that something that you and I can talk about? Because I would like to make some plushies.
I mean, yeah, all I would be able to do is find out what company they get them through. But
okay, yeah, let's talk about that after the stream or
sure.
Whenever, but off stream. Yeah.
Wow, we got our chat just keeps getting sexier and sexier by the minute.
Andino's here.
Yeah, wow, and then also Andino is here.
Says, Joe King looks like he got a wedgie.
My biggest enemy, Andino. We meet again. You son of a.
Andino, have you backed yet? Because if not, we need $50 to make this thing at $2,100.
Look,
make it happen, Andino.
Look how close it is. This man needs a 21,000.
Oh yeah, 2,100 would be worthless.
Just do it.
That's what EVS always gets the numbers wrong. He's like, "Oh, we made 100,000 or something." No, it was 1 million. a little off.
Yeah, slightly.
So, when is you had a new trailer that you said was going to drop?
Oh yeah, that's actually something I wanted to talk to you guys about.
I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah. So there's going to be 2 trailers. One of them is a surprise music video just to celebrate that we got 20K. That'll come out. God, it might come out today. If not, it'll definitely come out tomorrow. And then what I'd like to do is wait till we get to 25 and then release it. But I don't know when that's going to happen. And then the actual official trailer for the Hail Salad will probably come out midweek next week.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you got 2 videos coming.
So you basically you're not sleeping for like the next 4 days, essentially.
No. But I'm motivated by that number moving up and up, so it's no problem.
Yeah, you're riding a high.
Yeah. Because it's not very often that you get to say, I remember my first campaign and all the shit that went into it, so might as well live in the moment.
If with my first campaign, I plan to drink enough that I cannot say that I remember it at all.
Well, I think you're doing some good training for that.
And you can't go in. You can't go into this cold turkey. I mean, you gotta work your way up to it, right?
I remember telling you, Camel, that this would go off, and yeah, it really has. I'm so happy. I didn't think I got up to 20K like a couple of days, 4 days before the end of the 60-day period. So. Oh. This is an amazing result.
Well, then I will announce now, if we get to 100K, that there'll be a free standee for everyone. And it's most likely going to be that image you see right there of Caesar riding Wanger.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes, that would be amazing.
That's incentive.
That'll be the $100,000 tier.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to do a lot of streaming to get
we got to get to 50 first. But yeah, I'm going to be ordering those next week so that I can get them and show them to people.
You're going to have to like create a meme about yourself trying to, I don't know, proposition
one does not create
a noodle girl or
own.
something to be able to get invited back onto all the big shows, because you got to create intrigue.
A noodle
Narwhal is I don't know. Well, he's got the pizza girl market kind of covered.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And you can't do the grainy thing either, so maybe a grandpa.
Stay off my territory.
This is my motherfucking stoop.
Can we do a refresh?
Oh yes, and I just took you off too.
Oh my god.
Hold on a sec.
Very good.
All right, all these things to click. Jesus.
And Dino, did you come through?
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
There it is.
Nice.
Snuck
Nice.
past
I
21,000.
like the little 007 at the end there too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Take a screenshot of that.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Thank you so much. That's very, very awesome.
Boom.
Nice. Hey guys, I got to go. I'm going to go patch up a boat and try and take it out on the river. Is my plan.
Oh, that's why you're in the
great.
boat.
So if we don't
Make sure you let
him
people
again,
know
we'll
that you're going
why.
out on the water.
Yeah, so that if you don't come back, they know where to look for you.
Yeah, if you guys don't hear from me in 2 days, call the police.
We should call them now because it takes 48 hours.
Record a
to be
video
missing.
live or something.
Yeah,
As you get
call
to it.
Portland Antifa contingent. Tell them they've lost one of their own.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, thanks for coming on. Wow. Well, I'm very happy we got 21,000. That's fantastic.
You're doing
there's
good.
There's people here in my chat, and I'm looking at them, and I'm seeing a lot of new faces.
Oh man.
So to that end, I'm going to do this.
What's that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, clever girl.
I'm a man.
Fire.
I'm a man. The Lucent Waking Dream is in demand. That's it. We just say it's in demand, or you just say it's in demand.
I just say it's in demand.
It's in demand.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's like
that
saying
works.
ATM machine.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just it comes off.
It's like Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
I'm not even going to try that. I've had another whiskey now. Yeah. So you can get the book with a poster, or you can get just the book. This is obviously the stripped back version of the campaign now, and yeah, I'm in full drawing mode. I was drawing all day today, and I was loving it. Although the kids were doing my head in, but I just kind of blocked them out.
I didn't realize as well. You said as I was replaying the stream, being an egomaniac, listening to myself, you'd mentioned that you are working full time, so you do this like in the nights, in the mornings, and the weekends. It's the same with me. Like I still rely on my full-time job to get through, which sometimes makes it harder to like get pages finished, but it just makes you so motivated to get stuff done, even though you've got little time. So
I honestly can't wait till the campaign is up. I mean, as much fun as this is, like I really just want to start drawing every day, and I can't. It's like I have to do graphic design work. I feel like every 10 minutes, like even last night at midnight, I had to swap out the
It
the
is
thing.
very, it's very, and you just can't plan how much work you have to do to run a campaign. It doesn't feel like it would be that way, but just you're constantly needing little things and doing little things, and you're exactly right. I'm going to play
and
this.
then trying to fit in streams as well. Like that's another.
That's it. I mean, you gotta try and get onto streams, and people invite you on. You got to say yes, obviously. Mm-hmm. Some people are just saying they're really loving that Narwhal came on. We're so happy too that he came on. That's such cool. He's a very cool dude with very funny stories. I can't wait to see what that cute little ice cream is going to say. That's gonna be crazy. But because you're all here, I'm going to do this. Where is it? Here we go.
The Lucent Waking Dream by Michael Bancroft, who is a great animator.
First book in the Lucent series is a 76-page. Man, you're going all in.
This is really well done. And the fact that you do all of it is it's mind-boggling.
You write pencil, ink, color.
The quality of the artwork and the little bit of the writing that they've shown off is superb.
great artwork. I mean, look how good that looks, John.
Real qualified dude. Yeah, I like his stuff a lot.
And I love the movement. Like, you can just, again, still images that have movement to them are so powerful, man. This is top tier stuff. I mean, there's so much motion I feel from that image right there, you know?
Yeah, he spent a lot of time on that. Yeah, those buildings look really great. I'm always kind of going, like, how good are they at what this is? Because I know how they're doing it, but how good are they at what they're doing? You, sir, are very fucking good at what you do.
This is great. Look at the environments here.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Well, I love the color stuff going on. Again, for me as a cinema person, it does speak to me.
This stuff's super cinematic, too. I look at this. This looks like a still out of a movie, man.
And it looks dark and mysterious and what is going on?
Let's talk perspective for like 2 seconds on your cover.
The camera angles, the framing, the motion, the colors. I love what you're doing, man. So Cinema Seal approval.
I'm super impressed.
You're kind of Babe Ruth in it. Like, there's a lot of people that play baseball, but you're grand slamming it. And no problem, man. I just think people need to get a hold of this book because they're gonna wish they did.
I'm gonna start promoting this every day.
And look at this, dude. Holy shit.
Please consider The Lucid Waking Dream. It looks top notch, and even John is absolutely flabbergasted and speechless at this.
Yeah. Better backgrounds than I'll ever draw, believe that.
According to this, I am now backer number 508. I'm very stoked about this book, dude. I can't wait. Can't wait to get it.
I've backed this campaign, and I thoroughly recommend that you do too.
I love this. Guys, consider backing this.
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
It's like I always say.
That got me fucking pumped. I've backed it as well. I'm like, yes, I want it now.
I want him to make me one so I can have great sex with my wife.
I'm glad Mo Biggs isn't here to bring me back down to earth. Every time I watch that, I get a massive smile on my face.
My head just flops
and a
over.
huge erection.
A massive erection. Lucky the camera is no longer attached to the table here because it's bent. Yeah, you're right. Can you get your big dick energy? Yeah. What's that? Tropic Thunder. Big dick swinging. Yeah.
Dick
G5.
G5.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ascension Cinema.
We got to get that guy back on.
Oh, absolutely. I've got to, it's just, you know what it's like. So many things going on. We've got to do our show where we're going to go through all the trailers. That's cool. I mean, he's been doing some really cool stuff. He did the Battle Brick Road trailer as well.
Of course, the Cyberfrog.
Yeah, he did the action figure commercial, right?
Yes, he did that too. Yeah. Great stuff.
Good way to get yourself noticed. No, I don't mean that as a joke. I genuinely.
No, sorry, I was just laughing at Joe's comment.
Oh.
I'm reading all your comments now. Chaotic, yeah, it is, man. It was really cool. Here's another campaign that's really cool. And look, it's got Bandito. Oh, hang on, I'm not even showing it. We're getting back to being the least professional.
Oh, we never strayed.
It's got Bandito in it right there.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he's right there. I mean, it couldn't be anyone else.
I actually used to have hair down to my butt.
Whoa!
Yeah,
no way.
Long time ago.
I didn't even want to picture that.
Did you
wear it in Did you wear it in a Smiller ponytail?
Yeah, but the funny thing, I had like a bob to it. I looked like a girl from behind. And my friend's girlfriend was so jealous. She's like, "How do you get your ponytail so nice?" And I was like, "Conditioner? I have no idea."
Yeah, I was into grunge and stuff when I was a kid, and I had the Eddie Vedder hair. It kind of gets curly and big, and it just got way too long. I don't think it's. How long's your hair, Bandito?
I don't know. About my nipples.
Good Lord,
we don't need a close up of that.
But your hair is more like 70s rocker.
You think so?
It's straight. Yeah.
Or
it could even be like heavy metal. You know, you could
be
be in a
like
metal
the dude
band.
who sings for Journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas mine was more like puffy.
There you go. There you go.
Look, you're scaring your cat.
You almost took your cat out. Whoa.
Yeah. So and I had it for way too long. And a friend of mine who was a girl was like, "Cut that shit off." And yeah, so I because she was a girl, I think, oh, I guess I better listen to her. But I wasn't brave enough, and I cut it like to where my ears are, and it looked like a bob. It was a bad look. I had, the teenage. It was just bad all round. And the day I shaved it all off was that was my one of the best days of my life.
I remember thinking, well, what I had recognized was that you can get different types of girls, but you can't get more girls. You have to get very specific, girls that are really into that. Because if they're not into it at all, then you have no shot.
There you go.
I haven't met any girls that were against it.
Camel is transgender.
That they're telling you, yeah, because you had the long butt length hair.
If it helps sell my comic. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll start
getting
getting offers from IDW.
I'm going to be anti-CG in CG.
Eric Weathers' hair is very 90s, isn't it? The way it's just there at the shoulder length and kind of curls up.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Do a lot of Pearl Jam.
Pastmaster Dan has a point. Bandito has long hair, but then he has hairless cats.
That's how I get my hair. I just shave it from them and somehow affix it to my own head. These are actually one of those cats that have super, super long hair, and this is just a wig.
So how's your campaign going, Joe?
Oh, it's all right. I think since the last time I was here, I picked up a few backers.
Yep.
Was I at 4K last time? I hit 4K when I was hanging out with you guys, right?
I think it was. Yeah. You just tipped over it. Yep.
Yeah. So it's going okay.
We got to get you onto some bigger streams, man.
Yeah. I've been kind of.
People say that to me too. People say that to me. They said you should. You know what you should do? You should go on to Comicsgate Live. I'm like, yeah, I should. I think it's invite only.
Yeah.
I had people asking me that last night. They're like, "You going on?" I'm like, I've checked my inbox 10 times. I don't see an invite, so I don't think so, guys.
Yeah, it's fine.
But hey, look, we love this campaign here. We talked about it. We were talking about this guy, Dax.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dax Martian.
Dax Martian.
Yeah, he's awesome.
James was showing off some of his other stuff in our last. Was it in our last stream or was it in this stream? It's all blurring together.
It was in the last stream.
It's all
everybody go follow him on Twitter. He posts.
He's a cool artist. I really dig this style that he's got going.
Yeah, very Kirby-esque.
What's Blue saying? I'm giving him some time to study up. Get back to work down there, Blue. Blue's locked. I don't know if you know this, James. Blue is locked in my basement. I've been keeping him here for months. He's subsisting on the scraps from our leftovers from dinner.
I'm jealous. I want an art monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, actually, Leroy. I saw, pretty much the whole time people were posting the link because obviously, all the fans of that show is going to be super interested in what you've got going on. So it was just the link was going crazy. People were talking about it.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, well, shit, if all I have to do is show up in the chat every time Ethan has a stream, who fucking cares if I go on?
There you go.
Yeah. I don't mean that in a negative way. I was joking, but yeah. I'd still like to come on.
Yes, the famous deflowering of Kilgore.
Yes.
Is this pretext, or are you gonna add, or is it like just supposed to be by itself, like wordless?
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of there's a little
words
bit of
without it, so I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, there's just like just a couple word bubbles in there, but yeah, this is without the text for now.
No Daisy.
This is funny because we were just told. I was just explaining castration to my daughter last night.
Oh, no. Why?
What a terrific example.
We were talking about how we used to have pet rats, and she said to me, "How do you tell if they're boys or girls?" And I said, "Well, the boys have massive balls hanging behind them. I mean, they're huge. Did you know that the size of the balls on the male is
the size of human balls?
The size of the balls on any mammal is in direct relation to how promiscuous the females are."
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So,
so you gotta be fully loaded at all times if you're a rat.
Yeah, it's something to do with that, and yeah, but so obviously the rat balls are these massive units that just got to sit underneath their tail, and then she wanted to see them. She's like, she was intrigued, so I found a photo, and it was the guy was talking about castration. So we got into that discussion, and she went, "Oh yeah," typical female response. "Oh yeah."
No sympathy.
Cut off the balls. No, she has no concept.
How old is she?
She's 8.
Ruthless 18.
She's old enough to know that animals get their balls cut off.
So you've got the big ball energy. Kilgore's got the no ball energy.
Well, he's just fully focused now. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have like other things distracting him in his brain. He doesn't have the hormones. He's all business.
Well, he is taking steroids. Lots and lots of steroids. That's how he stays aggressive.
Leroy's off to watch Chelsea. Good stream, Bancroft. Who's Chelsea?
Who's Chelsea? English football team, right?
Ah, okay.
Soccer to you Yanks.
I only care about blood sports. I don't care about.
We call it both here. We call it soccer and football because we have footy here.
Yeah,
are you guys familiar with footy?
It just sounds silly.
Why do you guys make all your names so cutesy? You're gonna go watch footy with my dollary dues.
You can't watch the footy with your dollary dues. It's all in lockdown at the moment.
Is it lockdownery do? Lockety do.
We end everything with a E or an what is it?
Or a do.
No, there's O. E or an O. So a service station, a gas station, becomes a servo.
Okay. Or like a bandito.
There you go.
Like a bandito. Football becomes footy.
Well, I mean, what do you do about like important word? Like, is it castration-o?
Castration-y.
I'm off to smoke a little blundy.
Blunto?
Look, it's sort of like everyday things will get shrunk. When Mel and I were coming up with names for our kids, we really tried to find names that couldn't be shrunk because in Australia, your name will be changed, and it doesn't matter what you say, you know. So I'll go up to someone and say, "Hi, I'm Michael," and they'll say, "Hey, Mike," or Mick, straight away.
Not Michael.
And that's just no, they don't go that. They don't go that far. But every single name. But unfortunately, there's just aren't very many girls' names at all that you can't shorten. We went with Clark for our son, but even
Clarky.
It gets if they can't shorten it, they'll lengthen it, so it becomes Clarky.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's so weird.
It's what we like. We consider that friendly. Like if you don't get involved in that, we think you're rude or something. You think you're too good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's in the States. If you say someone's full name, that means you pissed at them.
There you go.
You know.
Speaking of pissed, I have been up for way too long, and I have drank too much.
He's hit the wall.
Oh,
I hit the wall.
Look at him.
Tap out.
Yeah, I am definitely feeling it, and I'm going to smash my face onto my keyboard if I stick around for much longer.
Drink a big thing of water and then go to bed.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. So just before I go, thank you everybody for hanging out with me. It's always appreciated. My name is
thanks for being here.
My name is Michael Sherwood, or Smiling Bandito, wherever social
He's
media
naming
reaches.
himself now. Doxed.
And I always dox myself.
Self-doxed. No.
Yeah. And we have a great show.
I didn't actually know your last name was Sherwood.
No,
I didn't know that.
You call yourself my friend.
I feel like there's Robin Hood memes in there.
Sheriff of Nottingham
with the long hair.
My company name is Bright Forest Productions, which is Sherwood, which is what Sherwood means, from the Bright Forest.
Very clever.
So, yeah. But yeah, go over to my channel. I'll actually drop a link, and we have a great show that Joe and I are a part of. Chaotic Comics, who is Chaotic Neutral Comics, who is in the chat, and Bancroft is going to be guest appearing on Tuesday on this show. And I actually lied. The next episode is actually on Shay's channel, but you should still subscribe to mine because I need subscribers too. So
we've all heard his many wise comments, and verbose drunken comments.
I said I was going to drop a link, didn't I? Hold on a sec. I'll try to figure this out.
Someone just let one rip.
That was me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just real comfortable right now.
And Drotaz says that's a bad idea to drink the water. You wake up halfway having to pee. So maybe don't drink the water, and then you'll wake up halfway feeling like you're going to die. And then you can go drink the water and then go back to sleep. And then when you wake up again, then you'll need to pee.
All of this makes sense. Absolutely. So there's a link to my channel. Definitely go check that out. And let's do Red Valkyrie here just before I go. I got to do this before I go. Otherwise, I know it won't get done because Bancroft is drunk. So there's no way that it's going to.
I'm not putting anything in there.
Yeah.
I subbed to your channel. I wasn't before, I guess, for whatever reason.
But yeah, sub to the channels. Help us get, help us make this thing grow. That's what Comicsgate is all about. Being together, communally, libationally.
And it's a fun
I don't get down with commies.
Communally. Yeah.
Except for Commie Mark.
You will.
You will. We'll convert. All right. Hail and well met, everybody.
Hail, brother.
Cheers, and we'll see you when we see. I don't know why I'm still talking. All right, I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
He had to cut himself off.
I don't know why I'm still talking. Yeah, don't get him started.
Oh God, Bandito.
So, how many people are watching? We have 35?
30 people.
So, if there's anyone in the chat who hasn't backed yet, let's do that. Yeah.
Let's take a look. Look at this. Look at this featured tier.
It's a good tier. You get a lot of
the
shit.
newsstand copy, the hollow foil copy, the sticker book, which is stickers ashcan, and you get a Cecil and John standee. And there's got to be more than one claim. These numbers never match up.
Well, also, so it's kind of funny you bring that up. If you go down, you see there's a lot of things that have 1 or 0. That's not true because people are buying them as add-on perks. Yeah. So they're, I think the T-shirt says 1, but there's 12 or 20 of. There's a lot more. And that's actually for everything. The only time I didn't do it or make an add-on perk was for the last 3 tiers because I figured more people are going to buy those first and then add other stuff. It just made more sense. So.
Cool.
I went into my items. There's a little items list in the back end of your Indiegogo that tells you the exact number of all the items.
Oh yeah, I
in
found
your
that.
campaign, and I saw all the all the little head sketches and stuff and sketch cards I had to draw. And then I remember that I have to actually add on about 130 of them because I gave them away for free for everyone who backed on the first day.
Oh, wow.
I got some drawing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing all the ink wash stuff because it took me like 3 hours doing like 2 of them.
Like God, dude. Yeah, see, your sketch card looks pretty amazing, whereas mine, I'm gonna actually show it off here.
Yours is bigger though.
Mine's big. It is expensive, as in the paper is very high quality.
Huge. That's a big ass sketch, dude.
That's A4.
Yeah, that's our standard size.
Exactly.
Americans do everything weird.
Yeah, 8 1/4 by 11.5 inch. But you know, I kept it simple, and I'm just going to be drawing the same like thing over and over again. So I'm not having to think and reinvent the wheel. And I'm still on here.
I get to do this shit
because
17 times over.
Look at this thing. Whoa. See, this, amazing as that is, and that is friggin' amazing.
Yeah, I like
it's
that.
Like,
but at least it will ship in this with the comic though. That's the main thing. That was my main goal, and this won't take that long compared to an A4 thing. But
I just backed this book today, Doomsday Kingdom. It looks really good. It's 128 pages. Is that right?
Hell yeah, yeah. It's collected.
It's a volume.
Issue 5
of 5 issues. It's yeah, that's right. Andrew Chaz is right. That's not a sketch. That's a drawing. That's like, but Vinny as well.
You freaking inked it, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
Vinny does these pencil. Vinny does these things. He calls them sketches, but he's doing these like pencil artwork in the inside cover of his book. I mean, but I think he charged like $200 for it or something. But they're friggin' amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm actually doing like an ink brush. 6 lines. There you go. You know, it'll look like anything that you would get at Comic-Con. Like, all right, come back in 10 minutes and it'll be done.
Yeah, something like there you go, right there. Let's zoom in.
Yeah, but it'll look nice because it'll have an ink wash to it, you know, and it'll be, you know, the sort of classic side Caesar pose. It's actually based off the side shot in the cartoon when he's talking to Cecil.
Maybe I could buy it and request that the nose goes off the end of the page.
I'm going to make it into the cover for Ethan's.
Oh, good stuff, man.
Yeah. Very, very
good. Do we dare refresh?
I'll do it first and tell you.
Oh yeah, you let me know. You give me that. Oh, maybe you should refresh. Hint,
maybe
wink,
wait a minute. Come on, chat. Yeah, it's okay. I got to put the music video out. I think that's going to really get people pumped. And then
I think the sticker book. Get the
I got to get the actual. It's just
the actual
couple
stickers.
sheets of what the stickers are going to look like, and you know, I'll post that, and I'll put 25K stretch goal. Let's try to get there by the end of the weekend or something like that. I mean, it's only $4,000 away. I don't see why we can't do 2 today and 2 tomorrow, but.
That's why you were saying America, because of your silly inches and yards and feet. It's no way to measure things correctly in inches.
Correct. Who gives a crap about
like correct? You know, you've got to get precise. Oh, it's 1/72 of an inch or something. What the hell?
Yeah, that confuses.
Just give me the millimeters.
It's very simple. You divide by 3, carry the 2.
I failed maths.
Add a triangle and divide by cucumber.
You decimals and fractions. Shit.
Get off the computer.
Very precise. I don't know what you're talking about.
How many cats do you have?
Scotsman's here.
2.
Hello, Scotsman.
Hey.
Hail, Scotsman.
Thank you for the luck. I'm glad that he called me.
You want to
Mr.
come
Moon.
in here, man? We love to have Scotsman on. We can talk kraut again because no one gets bored of that. Yeah. Do you do height in feet in England? James?
Yeah, well, yeah, but we mainly use centimeters to like measure stuff. Like I always do it by height for feet or whatever. But
yeah, we do the same thing. We talk in feet and inches for our height.
Yeah.
Like
and
as in
like distance and
the height of a person, but not for the
rules.
height of other things. Like you wouldn't say that building is 25 feet tall or something like that.
Like inches
just
and
people.
centimeters. What are American tape measures like? Do you even have those? Like
Yeah, we have both on there, but everyone ignores that commie shit.
Commie.
God damn it.
Yeah, wow.
Might as well scrape it off the tape measure. We only use feet and inches.
That's just to make things sound bigger than what they actually are. Right?
But no, seriously, I like watching shows, you know, like carpentry or art restoration, stuff like that. And, you know, they're having to deal in really small numbers. And they're talking, ridiculous fractions of an inch.
Exactly. An inch makes all the difference on a bridge.
I don't know how you get far down that far there. Like people who make like watches and clocks is mind-boggling to me. You know,
well, you know, you have a tenth of a millimeter or something.
That's so small.
Oh, that's what she said. Boom.
Oh, there's them fighting words right there.
We came first.
No, because if the English didn't happen, then there wouldn't be no America. We wouldn't have the greatest country on earth.
Have you guys seen that video?
We made you what we are.
It's been going around. I just sent you the link, Scotsman. That would be awesome. Have you guys seen that video going around of the dude talking to people out on the street about? It was on 4th of July, and he was asking them, you know, why is 4th of July and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, there were people who just had no idea.
Is that the one where they talked to teachers and the teachers didn't know shit?
Yeah, that was one of them. That was one of them.
That was scary. And they changed their agenda to match BLM or something?
Yes,
it's the same video, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's the video. But there's other people in there who, you know, like who did we win independence from? And no idea. Or what war was it that happened? Or what year was it? Someone said it was in 1900 something.
That's our education system for you.
It just boggles the mind. I sent out a tweet saying I'm not a teacher and I'm on the other side of the world and I know more about your country's history than these idiots.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny because, like, if you want to be a citizen, you need to take a test. But if you're already a citizen, you don't need to. They need to flip that.
Hey guys, I gotta get going, but congrats, Camel Moon.
Oh, thank you, sir. I will talk to you.
Thanks so much for coming on, Joe. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Bancroft. It's good seeing all you guys. Later,
see you around, man.
Horns out, Joe.
Yeah.
And welcome, Scotsman. Nice to speak to you for the first time too. Like me and Cap's always talking about his stuff as well, because obviously he's helping you out with Xenotype.
Hi. He's got a page I'm waiting for Monday. Yeah.
You're killing him. Like, I'm not envious.
I didn't draw it.
His stuff. I know, that's the thing. Like, oh man, I did. Flattening my own stuff like takes probably like an hour, but fucking hell, it's like 4 hours for him to do like some of the stuff.
Yeah, it takes about 4 or so hours to flat, and then a page of Odie can take anywhere from 4 hours to 30 hours to color.
God damn.
Do you flat yourself, or do you have someone flat for you?
Captain F Head flats for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just flatting this, and these aren't even the finished inks. If it's going to load.
Oh, that live.
Dun, 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 dun. I was just flatting this.
Yeah. God damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that took me days to flat that. I didn't spend like all day. You know, I work, so before work and after work.
Veteran colorists would go, yeah, fuck all that. That's going to be one color in the background. You know what I mean? It's guys like in the indies who are like, I really want to stand out. I really want stuff to look great. I'm not doing sequential work every month. This isn't my, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I've got other
exactly.
commitments, but I want my shit to look really good. You'll take the time. So, you know.
Oh yeah, no, this is not. I would never even consider drawing a page like this inside the book as an interior. This is just, yeah, this is way too much. But yeah, that was a god. I didn't think it would ever end.
Bronson in the chat asks, "What is flatting?" Flatting is a process of laying flat local colors in all the little boxes and places and lines and stuff to make selections so that you can duplicate that area and then render it. So it can be the actual local color, or it could be grays, it could be purples, it could be whatever color. It doesn't really matter in the flats. I tend to use local colors, the color that they're actually going to be, and then modify the color on top of it from that. But flatting is a process of making your work editable later. If you don't flat, you're setting yourself up for a nightmare later. If a writer says, I really think his hair should be green, and you've already rendered it and done all this nice rendering in the hair, and you don't have a selectable area, you now have to select little bits and change things. It's much easier if you flat.
And if you didn't do a good job with the flats, like you get like the pixels from the different colors where you didn't shade it enough, and it's like it's just a whole headache. Which is why I don't like doing it myself. I just hire it out to other people.
There's a method. It's coloring in, but there is actually a method that you should be using when you do it, so that you don't run into any of those issues where you have
no anti-alias. Flatting, anti-alias is your enemy. You never want anti-alias on any paint buckets, any magic wands, any lassos. All anti-alias off, so you're selecting solid 100% opaque pixels, and you get a chiseled line. That color goes edge to edge, because back in the day, I mean, it's still the case now. When stuff goes to print, a lot of people don't realize that ink actually has a thickness to it. It sits on top of the paper, and it stacks on top of itself. So the plates, when ink gets spread on the plates, it gets pressed onto the paper. It actually has a thickness that builds up. If you're missing pixels in between color, you'll see them. Like you'll get low spots. You also might have white pixels that show up, and you don't want that. So flatting helps to ensure that doesn't happen.
Great to have you here, House of R, that you can finally. Yeah, we're doing this at a bit of a strange time, and that's for Mr. Camel Moon.
I was surprised to see you live, sir.
Yeah. Well, I came on for James here to help him promote Doomsday Kingdom.
That's the sequel.
Doomsday Pigeon sounds fucking awesome, though.
And because he's in the UK, he's in the UK, so we thought, we'll do it. Hold that up one sec.
We'll
do it.
So I do all the coloring and all the stuff myself, as well as the pencils and inks.
So they've got the what do you call it? The volume on the first 5 issues of that up on Indiegogo right now. And so it was too early for me to do it at my normal time for him. So I thought, well, I'll do it on Saturday night. And because I was doing that, and Camel Moon was doing so well with House Salad, I thought, well, let's just keep the party going and help promote him a little bit as well. But as well, even I just wanted to add Scotsman, because it is like coloring in. People think, okay, because I've actually hired a whole bunch of flatters, and none of them have done it in the way that I would want it.
That's why I almost refuse to do it. I'm just like, you know what? It's just easier if I do it myself.
Sometimes
I found myself having to go over it. So
that's one of the reasons why
myself.
I really like working with Cap, because Cap is really he's really interested in dialoguing. He's really interested in knowing, like, am I getting everything you need? Please give me feedback. Please help me learn, all that kind of stuff. He's really focused on that. And watching Cap grow, like, just as an artist over the last year, has been amazing. I've loved seeing his updates and working with him on a professional level. He's a great dude. So
how many pages does he get you in a certain amount of time?
I really don't give him a hard date. I mean, I usually give him 5 pages at a time, and just get him to me within the week or so.
Okay, so like a
He's
page a
pretty
day.
quick. He's done a few pages for me as well.
I don't even require a page a day. I mean, but something like that. I mean,
I'm just kind of interested in his turnaround time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hire him out because he's
he'll
awesome.
do whatever you ask him to do. If you say, I need this tomorrow, and it's early enough, he'll do it. But I never put him in that spot. But he's a guy who he'll tell you if he can do it or not. He's pretty upfront about it, and that's what you need. You need to know what's going on, So I really like working with Cap in that respect. Stand up, dude.
Android Taz, if you're talking about the level of detail in this image, you are exactly right. This is like a one-off thing, probably never to be repeated. This is a nightmare. But I just had a vision that in my head of what I wanted to show. I mean, this is a print, so this is like the Scotsman was saying, this is a one-off art thing. This is not like normal comic art that I would consider doing. But I was just going to say, even when you've got what you were talking about earlier with the you've got your hard line, not anti-aliased lines and stuff.
Yeah.
You can still get stray pixels or stray groups of pixels on the outside that they're really annoying too, because they're kind of in the wrong block of color.
Right.
So you've got to watch out for that stuff as well. So which is why you need someone who knows what they're doing when they're flatting.
Yeah, so it's a good idea sometimes. If you're, instead of paint bucketing when you're flatting, two methods to it. Obviously making a lasso selection of a specific area and paint bucketing, or control delete, command delete, whatever, filling with foreground or background color. Filling with a color is better because if your paint bucket doesn't reach an errant pixel, filling with foreground or background color will. So you would need to magic wand deselect all the areas that don't pertain to that selection, right? So that you could fill with background or foreground, but that'll help to solve that problem. It depends on how complex your selection is, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It usually only happens when you've got a selection that's like really
like
thin and pointy and got
Yeah.
jagged things coming in and out.
Sure.
Am I familiar with the Euro oldies? No, I'm not. I'm new to the Euros. I just discovered them a few years ago, so I feel like there's so much good. So I love them. My whole book is inspired by the European style. You probably can tell, which is maybe why you asked the question. But I'm not knowledgeable on them at all. Thank you, Bronson Gorilla. That's very nice.
I'd probably color hold the whole back end of that piece, by the way.
Yeah.
Back on the
it's going to be blocked out. Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. Otherwise, it's just information overload.
Yeah, and for anybody listening, a color hold is whenever you change the line art from black to another color. To it gives you depth. Like if you make
to knock it back.
You make a gradient across the black lines, you create depth because your eye sees things get cooler as they recede into the background. Cool in the background, warm in the foreground. The closer things are to your lens, to your camera lens, the brighter and sharper they are, the more saturated. That's why when you look at mountains off in the distance, they look like a cardboard cutout because there's a lot of air between your eyes and the mountains. So the same thing happens in a room that's big enough. You can add scale by adding color holds.
You can show the Wenger painting I did, because I did that very thing for people to reference.
What? No dick out? I mean,
no, maybe the variant. But like you could see, there's the background is not outlined in anything.
Oh, yeah.
But the foreground is, and it gives you the illusion that it's right there in front of you.
What I do sometimes as well, especially when I'm coloring something, is I'll actually just make a layer that makes it black and white. I don't know if you do this, Scotsman.
To check the contrast values?
To check the contrast.
Yeah.
Because the contrast is another thing that will bring something forward or send it back.
Yeah, there's just as much storytelling in coloring as there is in writing or panel framing and composition. Because as a colorist, obviously certain colors that are together, complementary colors, are going to create a vibration that are going to draw your eye to it. And if you color everything the same vibrancy, the same saturation across the entirety of a panel, the reader doesn't know their eye doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of hits the page wherever it hits. based on who they are, where they come from. Obviously, in the East, people read right to left, top to bottom. We read left to right, top to bottom. So our natural eye scan is going to always start at the top left corner and come down. So if we want to draw somebody's eyes somewhere, we change the contrast, add saturation, decrease contrast somewhere else. That pulls you somewhere. You know what I mean? Not just the word bubble, but actually physically looking at something. So
very good. I have to.
I didn't mean to hijack the stream with color.
No, it's okay. It's actually really interesting. I'm going to go home, and if you guys keep talking about it, I'm going to listen. But I actually have to go because my wife's home with groceries. So
okay. Well, I think we've been going. It's actually 3:00 here, so that might actually be a good time to close it out. Let me actually just check. Did anyone else back your book?
I don't think. Well, we got to the 2100. That's good for now.
That's good. That's good. That's the first step.
Yeah, I mean, again, if we can get another $2,000 today and $2,000 tomorrow, then that would be on track, I think.
Oh, and if I could just address something that came out in the chat yesterday. Another Scottish person that doesn't have a Scottish accent.
What are you talking about?
I'm working on it.
Oh, right.
I wish.
There's 2 Scots people I know now that don't sound
right.
Scottish.
Me and Cap both. Cap sounds British, and I'm as American.
Yeah, I was I was worried because I'd never heard him speak actually. But when I went on,
but you have Willie
didn't sound Scottish at all.
Complete Scottish version of it.
Yeah, I love listening to Willie. He's so down meter. He's very low.
Yeah, I find it very hard to understand him.
He doesn't get excited about nothing.
Camel Moon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Great to see you, buddy. We'll speak
Nice,
soon, and we'll get you back on, no doubt. Soon.
Yeah, thanks for hosting me again, and I'll see you on Twitter.
Yep, always fun.
Okay, guys, take it easy.
Hal Salad is the book. Give it a back. We've also got James here with Doomsday Kingdom. Great looking book. I just backed it today. And we just had him here such a short time. We're going to get you back as well, man. That was cool little discussion on flatting too there.
Yeah. I could talk about that forever, man.
I could tell you were primed. You were like, all right, we're talking flatting. Let's go.
I do the same thing. Like on my YouTube channel, I'd always do drawing streams. So for like 2 or 3 hours, I'm always talking about what's going on in my head. It helps me remember because sometimes I forget the process, and because I do the coloring as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget how to recolor. So now that we've got Scotsman doing like streams pretty much all the time, it's like that's also good for me to relearn. Because it takes me like a couple of months to draw it, and then I forget my whole process for coloring. So then I'll watch all these shows, and it's just great stuff. And even Tommy Mark wants to do a similar thing.
If I can be an asset to the community, people can learn from my technique because everybody has their own style. You know, I use cut and grad and a little bit of cell shade. You know what I mean? It's very simple, but it's something you have to build up over time, understanding how it all works together. But you know, if I can help other colorists come up, dude, I love to watch people develop. It's really exciting to me. So
and your channel is on
competition at all.
Your channel is on Twitch, isn't it?
2. I actually stream gaming more on Twitch, but it's Scotsman.
Okay.
No A in man, Scotsman, like it says right there. And then the same on YouTube as well.
Yeah, and you're streaming pretty much all the time with your coloring of Xenotype.
Yeah, I'm in a spot in the book right now where there's a couple of pages I'm not allowed to show, so I haven't been live in a couple of days because they're kind of a culmination moment that Liam doesn't want people to see. So I'm not showing those pages, but I will be live today in a few hours.
How far off are we?
About halfway through.
Halfway through. All right, cool. Because I know Liam said he's not sending it out until it's all ready.
Yeah,
cool.
Well, you know, to be fair too, because Odie's so young, he's developing every day. He's getting better, faster, learning new techniques, absorbing things like a sponge. The earlier pages, he had some issues with them. As an artist, you draw something, enough months go by, you look at it and go,
yeah,
I would have done
that.
Different.
Oh yeah.
Well, so much time has elapsed. He wanted to revise a bunch of things that I'd already colored, so I had to color about 30 pages twice.
Goddamn.
Oh my god.
But you know,
Actually,
Liam more than took care of me. Let's just say that I'm not, you know, whatever. It's just going to take me longer to finish coloring, and the product is better. So ultimately, the fans are going to benefit from that. Odie's prouder of it. You know, whatever has to happen. You know what I mean? Hail Spartsman. Hail So yeah, so that set me back a little bit, but you know, I'm going to probably finish 2 pages today, maybe 2.5 that I've finished, because I basically give Cap 5 pages. I render the pages he gave me, and then I start flatting 5 pages. So I start getting his back, and I've got more waiting. So we're leapfrogging each other that way.
Oh, that's clever.
So, yeah. Plus that makes it so Cap doesn't know the whole story. He doesn't get to see all the pages either. So
yeah, right. Oh, it's like a super secret movie or something like that.
Yeah, that
no one knows everything.
Super secret that happens live all the time. You know, I show as many pages as I can. You know, and sequentially, I don't do them in order. I'll do a string of pages in an order, and then I'll jump ahead 100 pages and do some of those. Then I'll jump back and do some more of those. So it's back and forth quite a lot. Hey, thanks, Rick. Appreciate you.
And Liam's like closing in on 59,000 at this height, though, at this number. He's actually really vulnerable to Australian dollar fluctuations. So you know, the dollar could go up, and he could actually shoot up to 60,000 pretty easily, probably at that amount. But I mean, that's really impressive. I see he's on 580 backers. We need to get him up to 600 backers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, in the beginning, like I told Liam, I'm like, dude, don't pay me anything until Australia stops burning, the currency settles down. You know what I mean? I don't want you getting completely hosed because your currency's doing this. We'll just wait. You know what I mean? Just let things settle down. You know?
Yeah, it had just a valley.
It crashed.
And then, but it seems to have come back. So
the exchanging from Aussie dollars to USD was just brutal. So
yeah,
I'm like, just wait, man. Just wait. I don't need it right now. Just let's let it go back up. So,
and is he going to keep? Do you know he's going to keep it in demand until it's gone to print?
Well, I told he was adamant about pulling it down like immediately, and I'm like, dude, Liam, I got a long way to color. You might as well leave it up there and let people buy it.
Yeah,
you know,
I know he was big on the exclusivity, but look, people want it. They don't know about it yet. You know, there's still more people out there.
Yeah. Let it be exclusive when the campaign is out in people's hands. Let people buy it on the secondary market once it's done. But right now, let as many fans get their hands on it. Ultimately, it's about them. It's not about us. It's about them reading your story and learning about your character and falling in love. Don't limit that. But once it's done, it's done. Then people can fight over it on eBay.
It's fun for people to get involved in campaigns because it's more exciting. People get to talk about it a lot. It makes sense to keep it up as long as possible. Whereas for us, like we have our own website, so once we've done backing, sending out to backers, anything that's left over will just be sold through our own means, like usual. And just keep it there.
Yeah,
right, guys.
Hopefully, I'll be able to do my manga.
You got a bit of work ahead of you before you get to that, huh?
Yeah, probably middle of next year. I've already drawn the first couple pages, and I have about 16 pages written, but I got a long way to go still. So
yeah, sounds like
Alien Samurai Tale.
Great to very interested on seeing that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna close the stream out. Thanks so much for popping in. That's awesome. Hal, to the chat, you've been fantastic. It's been interesting doing it at this hour. I get to see a lot of new faces. Hope you can back some of the books that we've been showcasing today. I know someone said here, DKFC Gaming, all these cool projects. I'm going to go broke. I know exactly how you feel.
Literally back, he's one of the. I know what books he's backed because of shows that I've promoted to them and like showing off and stuff. So we're glad that we're bringing some of our fans into Indiegogo as well as making new fans because of shows like this for ourselves.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, guys. I'll see you around the traps.
All righty.
See you later.
Later.
Bye.
Get some food.